Welcome back to another fantastical episode of the Red Wagon Inn. I hope everybody is doing fantastic tonight, just like the episode, and we have a lot of shit planned for tonight after last week's episode. If you haven't checked that one out, I highly, highly recommend you go see what happened with Ithka, the Emerald Plague, last week, enough to where Bree now needs a support animal that she has out and ready with Penguin McCool, who, you know, hat doesn't currently belong to hers, but we'll have to deal with that in a minute. Right. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight on another episode of the Red Wagon Inn. I hope everybody's doing good, and we have a lot of interesting things for you tonight. Anybody have anything they need to mention, anything they need to plug, anything that they need to talk about before we get up and rolling?
Two things. One, on the more serious side, we're still doing donations for the Lebanese Red Cross, so get those donations in and let's help some people. On another note, grab some chamomile tea, get some lavender. We're gonna woo-saw tonight, because last week was stressful as fuck.
Oh, man. It's cute. It really is cute that you think this week won't be too. So tonight we have a couple of things going on. We have some art we want to show off from last week. We also have giveaways for some amazing sets of dice from the lovely Fortune Favors. That's Bree down there with the support penguin ready to go. And yeah, we're just going to have a general fun time tonight. So let's go ahead and show off some of the art that we've seen, some of which our own cast and crew have done, just like this one here, which Drew has made a bust of Tehm, his character, which is just so dang good looking. I'm wowed away at it, my dude. Take a look at that, everybody. We've got multiple picture sets here. I did not know we had such a talented sculptor. It would be very easy to do, me, if you ever just need to round off a bit of clay, and you could call it the bald head. Super easy.
Super easy. I got you.
He has planned to do the rest of the crew at some point, correct?
Yep, starting on Xenia tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. We also have the 2 bits of art from Safi-chan, our official artist from last week. The first one, which is the more serious one with Ithka, the Emerald Plague, and Salt offering the Sun Spear as a way for them to get out of here right now, while the others pray and try and get Ithka to do what they want them to do. I just think this is a really cool piece of art. Safi finished this like 10 minutes ago, so this it's hot off the presses, and we're all reeling over it too. So this is just really, really cool. Second, on a less serious bit of art.
I'm so ready.
Yeah.
I gotta look at the next one.
Tinsel, who was our guest, Serenity from Moonbeam Menagerie last week, yeeting Penguin McCool into the tree with his little stick cigar flying off to the side.
Oh my god.
This is moments before disaster, top 10 anime betrayals.
Eyes. Oh my god.
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, Ryan, Rybomom has asked a question about the link to donations.
Oh, what did Rybomom ask? What, I cannot see it. What did she ask?
I don't know. Cat just let me know.
Oh,
The
well,
link should pop up via Streamlabs on a rotating basis.
Rybomom asked a question about the link. Oh, gotcha. Yes, it should pop up in the chat. Rybomom, thank you for being a donator to those in Lebanon. They absolutely need the help. So, boosh, we all give, and thanks everybody for taking a part in that one. But yes, back to the yeeting penguin.
Just in case no one saw it last time.
Yeah. If you haven't seen what happened, hopefully we'll talk about it here in the recap. But other than that, we have 2 sets of dice to be given away tonight, again by Bree down at the bottom there. Bree, do you have a name for either of these sets?
I don't.
Good, because I have a name for the second one.
Sad and depressed.
Sad and depressed. Here is the first set of dice going to be given away by Bree tonight. Absolutely gorgeous. As I've said in my tweets, Instagram, and whatnot, they better have been gorgeous since you all, sick the Emerald Plague on the world, an ancient evil, which is what I think the name of the second set should be. I mean, come on. Is green, it's emerald, it looks dope.
Yeah, that seems fair. Maybe the first one is like a paradise for a penguin.
Penguin paradise.
Penguin paradise.
Hey, it kind of fits.
Yeah, and then death of the world. Yep.
Death of the world. Oh man, wonderful. Right. With that, I think that's all we got. Does anybody else have anything? Fantastic. Let's get those D20 roll-offs for who's going to be doing the recap tonight. Oh, it's not going to be me.
I don't think it's gonna be me either.
That's a 5.
Oh,
So-
I don't
Oh.
think it's me either.
That was real close. That was a 6.
Is it going to be salt
6,
again?
5.
It is. I rolled
All
a
right.
16.
Salt it is.
19.
Good.
Lucky I prepared it.
17 from
Okay.
me. Salt, give us
Bree,
that
that was your
recap.
broken glass dice too.
I'm sorry I'm not Laura, okay?
All right. Crikey. So, we met a short girl with a lot of muscle last week. Fair dinkum, I think she was our babysitter. Haven't had one of those for a while. Come to think of it, never. I got a shiny tail thing, right? Like, tail will be making me happy. Yes, it can slice and dice so much better now. Like, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Flat out the best gift ever, right? Swoosh, swoosh. Where was I? That's right. Then we get to go hunting for a star. Not like a big one like the sun, but more like a small one, like the ones you see at night, which is good because, you know, there's only one sun and there's heaps of the smaller ones. So it's easy to find and get one and not be noticed, really. We then head out and find a tree that has, like, everyone interested. I mean, it's kind of like just a tree, really, and not a good one. It's on its side. Geez, shouldn't trees be standing up, right? And I'm off to go check this tree, and Penguin attempts to fly. Like, I mean, I've never seen him fly, but I'd never seen an elephant fly either before that one time in the circus. I mean, if I've never seen him fly, but he did pretty well. You know, he was flying, but I don't think he's learned how to steer yet, and ended up stopping with a tree, a good tree, because this one was standing up as opposed to on the ground, right? So somehow I get Summer's hat. And then we find a bunch of mini Dragonborn. But I was told later they're called, like, kobolds and have pent-up emotions from days gone by that basically they're like drop bears, but they're scary. So they try to kill us. And so we teach them how to kill. And then we start running because, crikey, one of the kobolds did a fancy light thing. And that means that doom is coming. So we run for the cliffs. And the babysitter pops out a balloon and floats up. I need to learn that party trick. Oh. And we find a hole in the cliff then when we get to the top. And we think the star's in it. Or maybe a dragon. Both. So we then find the star. To be honest, it wasn't that impressive. I mean, it kind of went woom, woom, glowed a little. But otherwise, it kind of looked better with like a sky background. Maybe if it wasn't the ground contrasting as much, it'd be really cool. But then a dragon tries to stop us. The nerve. Don't they know who we are? So, of course, I showed him the sun spear. And then next thing you know, my arm's like falling off. And I don't remember much more after that. The guys told me that she actually went into the sky and the whole world's going to go doom. And I'm just like, well, we've got the star, right?
Absolutely beautiful. You can definitely take your point if you don't already have a point of inspiration. Golf claps all around for you, Salt. Yes, per the recap, the penguin did start flying as the gnome Tinsel yeeted it into a tree, trying to catch up with Salt. Ithka, the Emerald Plague, an ancient green dragon that you were trying to steal a star from. Not necessarily meet, get into combat with, talk to, just steal a star from. Yes, that did happen. You did end up giving the Sun Spear to Ithka, who seemed to know its origins, seemed to know about Keenak, seemed to know a little bit about everything. But suddenly, as she reverted back to her draconic form, turned both green and gold on her green dragon horn and under her belly before flying off into the heavens, threatening the world below. We did leave off last time with Robert saying, "What have we done?" to everyone. With that, I think we'll go ahead and get started for the night, if that works for everybody.
There was one last thing.
Yes.
I think chat might remember this as well. Ryan made a pregnant woman cry last time.
I think the pregnant woman made herself cry.
Yes, not me. I don't take no GFYs for that. Oh, yes. We left that out for some reason, Drew. I don't know why you're going to bring that up, but we left it out.
Bree's my friend.
Hey, Penguin McCool is mine, so how dare she throw Penguin? It's really her fault if you really look into it.
It's too early to cry again.
Right.
So there's shinies, right?
Fantastic. Let's get started, everybody. Everyone grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us at the Red Wagon Inn as we continue right where we left off last time. Again, Robert says, "What have we done?" As he looks over to Tehm, who has given the sun spear off to Ithka, as Ithka, the Emerald Plague, flies off into the sunset. Well, not sunset, just into the sky and into the clouds above, as a ray of light shines down on her before she flies, even in her giant ancient form, far off before you can no longer see her up in the sky. Tinsel also looks around at you all. What did you give her? The sun spear? What is that?
I'm
Not
looking back
good.
down at Salt.
Oh,
My friend,
wrong arm.
ah,
Sorry.
like looking at this like partially dismembered arm, not knowing what to do. Is that Zinnia? Zinnia, yup.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Zinnia runs over to there where she healed you from a distance. Now she runs up next to you and kind of pulls you, Salt, like a small child in her lap to be able to take a look further at the wounds.
I don't see the 7 lights.
No,
That's
you will not see
good.
the 7 lights of the
That's good.
Biwa tonight, my friend. No. He's gonna like,
Her hands are probably shaking while like holding Salt, and then she's going to cast. Oh, that's 10 minutes. That's too long. Cure wounds
Okay.
for now.
Sounds good. Heal him up a little bit more. Salt, as you're there, you look and you can see some of the muscle tissues and the fibers on your side as both a mixture of red blood and green bits seeming to have come off of the large axe that jammed into your shoulder begin to pour out of you.
I always thought it'd be purple and blue inside.
As you go over with your warm red radiative glow around the side of the shoulder, you begin to heal up, Salt, as the tissues reconnect themselves, the fur kind of regrows itself there. It's not a permanent fix. You're going to need more time to really work on it if you don't want there to be a scar there. However, Salt, you seem to be healed for the time being. However, I do want to pause there real quick, because it seems like Rybomom, my mommy, said that she will donate $10 for every nat 20 rolled tonight. What a good mom. Oh, she's,
Wow.
Mom, I know you're in chat.
Thanks,
Do
Mom.
the same thing. Come on.
Mom, why don't you watch my stuff?
right? We could donate so much here. All right, let's see how many dice rolls we can get in tonight. Just tell me what checks y'all want to do, and we'll do them.
Okay. Sorry. So can I do cure wounds at 2nd level? Sorry.
Yes, you can, absolutely.
All right.
How much do you heal him for?
Yeah. Ooh, 5 + 5 + 3. 13.
13, fantastic. Salt, you were healed a little bit before from the healing word. However, with the cure wounds, a more potent healing spell, you feel no longer troubled, no longer hurt by what's going on. However, still, again, it's a wound that will need tending to probably for the rest of your life without more intense magical healing on it. Also, Rybomom gets a point of inspiration. Shh.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely can't feel it moving as well as it used to.
Kind of clicks. You can hear it kind of pop as you move your shoulder, even involuntarily.
Maybe we should just go back to the circus.
What? And miss out on all this adventure?
But you nearly died twice now, Salt. And you
And I
never nearly died at
in
the circus.
How are you so chipper about this? What is wrong? Your arm.
What is wrong? I'm here. We met a dragon. Like, sure, she didn't really know who we were. We got to work on that, guys. Like, seriously.
And we sicked the dragon on the world. We gave her the sun spear.
The dragon was
She's
always
bad.
on the world, right? I mean, it's not like we
No.
did anything major.
Tink kind of arms in her shoulders. No, Ithka pretty much stayed into the mountains. We never had a problem with Ithka, and we're not that far from her in Ashburn.
Well, maybe she's supposed to see the world. You know, I get cooped up if I'm in a hole for too long.
I don't
Oh,
think you
no.
understand how dangerous this could be, Salt.
I mean, sure, but we saw her. We're not dead.
What did the sun spear do? Right. It just kind of healed people, right? That's all we know that it does. I mean, how much damage can she do healing people?
It didn't really do much. It just hid in a hat, right?
Can I roll a history on what I've heard about Keenak doing with his spear?
Absolutely. Xenia, you also can, as you and Team have both been near the arena for quite a long time.
Say 19 plus 3.
Ooh, 22.
That's a 3 minus 1 for
Oh,
a 2.
And a 2. Xenia, you are far too focused on
Huh?
Salt's wound here and healing it up. However, Team, you begin to say, hold on. This is pretty bad. It doesn't just do the healing. You've seen him use it in the arena, though never to its full extent. This thing slices through elephant hide like butter. You've seen him fight heavily down south. He's fought salamanders and stuck it in one end, out the other. You've seen it once even pierce the hide of an armadillo in combat. This thing is powerful, especially if wielded by someone like Keenak, who seems to have martial abilities all his own, let alone possibly this ancient green dragon in her humanoid Goliath form. But you're not sure what it would do for her as a dragon. You don't know if it has any special abilities or whatnot, but you have seen it used to great massacre skill with the proper handling.
Does it? Dragons don't even have hands, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's giant. It's only like a little tiny toothpick. You give a toothpick to a giant, it's not going to do much more.
But we
But
saw
look,
how
there's eggs.
no,
and there's a
we saw
treasure.
her.
Tinsel
She's-
joins you, Team. Like, yeah, we saw her in her Goliath form. What?
Yeah, but then she was a lot smaller, easier to deal with.
Well, did you
Than a
feel easier
giant
to deal with
dragon.
as she brought the axe down on your shoulder?
And I'm here.
Oh,
I am the great salt survivor of giant dragon axe swinging
Team
archaeologist.
turns and looks in her bag as you're doing that and just kind of rummages through it, more just like he doesn't understand. As he's trying or she's trying to look through her bag for something.
Someone just grabs Salt and starts crying.
Aw, sis.
I just thought you were gonna be dead. And then if
It's
she
okay, I'm here. I won't leave your side ever. Unless you go invisible, then I can't really find your side. So just make sure you let me know where you are.
Robert comes over to the two of you and says,
Salt. I want to smack you in the face, but I shall not. Look at what you've done to your sister. You've played your life so recklessly. You cannot do this. You cannot just will yourself dead for our sakes. We could have figured something else out. The team and I were talking to him. Or her. I don't know what it was.
I was talking to them. You guys came back.
You offered your life.
Oh, no. I would have run. I'm a quick runner. In fact, if you want to have a race right now, you'll see how quick I really am.
Robert's getting more like frustrated with Salt's general demeanor for this horrible thing that's happening, and that kind of mood that he gets in where, like, you know, he punched the guy before. You can kind of see his face souring a little bit as he's trying very hard not to basically smack a Salt right now as he's...
Salt, you weren't fast enough. You already got hit by this thing. This is not normal. This is... God damn it, I need to speak to my gods.
As Robert walks to the edge of the plateau, and you can see him just kind of heads down, whispering to himself there for a hot minute, leaving you all to converse.
Team, is he okay? Did he not have enough porridge this morning?
to be fair, he brings up an honest point though. We were almost massively fucked. And now we've unleashed unknowable danger upon the world. I do not know. We shall give
Do you
him a
think
moment
that
to...
dragon will defeat that big 40 elephant high lizard? Because we didn't get in trouble for seeing him.
I cannot say. Ufazella is a god, but I've heard things about the spear, and I've seen some of what it can do, and we are not in a good spot. The
If you really
world
like the spear,
is
we can
not
get
in
it
a good
again.
spot. I will go check on him. Tim's
Team.
gonna walk
I
over to Robert.
I don't know much, team, but I'm a little guy in a big world, and I know that there's lots of big things always going on. But as long as we do the big things around us, we can do things that can affect everyone.
Before Tim goes over to Robert, he's gonna give Salt a hug.
Ah,
Please.
love you too, buddy.
He's gonna be gentle around the shoulder.
The bone,
Say,
the
please,
bone.
You hug him.
please do not do something that's stupid again, ever. Please.
Zania, you kind of pull Salt back again like a child. Like, be careful with him. He's not healed yet. To Team, as you're continuing your healing methods over Salt. Team, you walk on over to Robert, who's sitting on the side. He has just a small pebble that he's kind of flicking up in his hand and looking down at. He tosses down the rest of the mountain. You can see it crescendo down further and further. She sees you come over and she says,
I just don't know what to do. I don't know what the right course is here. We've done something terribly wrong, and he's like a child. I don't know how to deal with him.
This is fine. You do not have children. I would not expect you to know. What I can say is when life gives you, or when I should say, when you give life bad things, you should at least be a part of the solution.
That's what
So,
I feel like that's what I'm trying to do. I feel like we need
So with that-
action here.
we need to figure out what we're going to do, and we can't do that by sitting and brooding, throwing the rocks over a cliff. We should come together as a group and come up with our next course of action, whether that be warning the town that there is a dragon coming their way, or I don't know.
you hear as you're saying that out loud, Tinsel looks up from her bag, rummaging through. She says, "Oh, we're warning the town. That's happening. We need to go soon." Before she sinks up her backpack and throws it back on over her shoulders, and kind of stands up. Robert says,
A plan would be nice. I don't like winging it this often, but
she kind of stands up
next to you and says, sometimes I guess the circumstances call for it.
Just bear with Salt. He is young. He does not know much of the world, so give him some credit.
He nods and walks back over to the group. Zania, you're just about finished up with your bit of healing over Salt. You're at least at the point to where, all right, that's going to have to do for now. You're going to need more time and possibly skills beyond your current capabilities to really get this thing fully healed up. What are we doing?
Guys, what are we gonna do about these? I point to the eggs.
Near you all sit 3 large scaled eggs, all roughly in size equal to Summer and Salt. They're maybe about 2.5 feet tall. They're very, very large, obviously, dragon eggs. 3 of them sitting in a large nest made out of almost tree-sized branches, much like a bird would have. However, the branches are trees instead of little twigs and bits of straw and whatnot. They'll sit there right next to each other, crowded around, not too far from you all at all.
Are they going to be okay by themselves?
Most likely not.
Is she gonna come back?
What sort of monster would leave their children here just to die? She has to come back.
I don't know. She has the power to rule at least this portion of the world.
Should
I don't
should
know.
we?
She
Do you
just flew
think-
away.
Do you think the guild would know what to do with them?
Well,
Tinsel?
Tinsel looks up. I know someone. They're on the far side of the world, in Novigrad, but I do know someone, Mabel. She raises dragons and oddities like this. She has a menagerie for creatures. If we could get them there, she might be able to raise them on the side of good.
Is it? Oh
I'm
no!
not doing it, chat. Not doing it.
I know chat's funny.
Do they
How
fit
would it-
in the hat?
Your head is pretty tiny. Those are pretty large eggs. I don't know. You pulled the spear out of there, so I guess maybe.
I wanna
Summer's been in
Oh,
there
it's
a
not
few
my
times.
hat. It's not my hat anymore.
You know, you've got the hat at the moment, Brie.
No, you had it.
Salt has it.
No, I gave it to you at the end,
Oh,
and I
that's right.
pulled Penguin out and said he has to behave and get along, and then I handed you the hat before I took on the dragon face to face.
Correct.
Um,
You have it, but you don't currently have it on, Summer.
is Penguin out of the hat, or is he
He's
in the
inside
in the
right
hat.
now. Though your plush says otherwise.
hat? Oh, okay. I
Disappointment.
I don't want to put I don't want to put dragons in the hat with penguins.
If anyone knows how to handle eggs, it's probably my Penguin.
Sits on them.
He hatches them in the hat.
It's just got a newspaper sitting on him like, what? You ain't never seen a penguin raise no dragon eggs before.
I'm just
Oh, that
I'm
image.
worried.
That's a Sappy Chan image if I ever heard one.
I'm worried that if we leave them, that they will kind of come back and burn us, and then we'll have 4 dragons.
I need
that we
everyone
have
to roll a nature check real quick. Summer, as you're talking about this.
Hey, Rybo Mom. $10 donation. That's an at 20.
Oh, hey, woo, hey. one down. Thanks, Drew,
Got a
for making my
5.
mom pay money, you know. It's a good donation.
Good,
All right,
good, bad.
20 from team.
I done bad.
Summer done a
6.
bad. Salt,
12.
Jackie.
5.
I don't get that much.
Robert got a 17, and Tinsel did not do good. Those of you with
Makes sense, the 2 Dragonborn.
yeah, the 2 Dragonborn do know. You've heard tales about your cousins and those from long off in the bloodline. Dragons take a long time to raise. Hatching could be anywhere from a few weeks to a few years before the dragons hatch from the eggs. Then it takes a long time for dragons to reach adult maturity. They would be considered young dragons after like 2 or 3 years. Fully grown adult dragons after maybe 100 years or so. It takes a long time to raise these things. But that doesn't mean you couldn't try and raise them, especially those of you who currently have a very long lifespan, like the walking undead, or that you couldn't sell them, do whatever you want. But they definitely take a while before they become full-grown adults. There are some variants of them, though, that grow much faster. Red dragons, for instance, grow extremely fast. Most of them happen to take a long time, though.
If you are looking for advice on what to do with these eggs, I would recommend we bring them to the woman that Tinsel has spoke about.
Do you think the dragon's not coming back for them?
By the way, I'm not coming back for them. We're either taking them or leaving them.
To put it this way, after we had threatened her eggs, she left.
That's a good point.
How horrible.
So, we could have these
I know how
3
you feel, little egg, and I give the egg a hug.
No.
Salt goes over there and tries to wrap his arms around one, but you can you barely can't manage to even get your whole arm set around one egg over there.
Well, only really one arm because the other arm isn't moving very well.
It's maybe that kind of stops it a little bit from going all the way around.
So,
I kind of tap on the brim of the hat like I'm knocking.
Penguin kind of pops his head up before going back down, before slowly coming back up. He looks at you, Summer, and he says, "What do you want?"
Hi. I was just wondering, if it's okay if you have some company in there for a little while.
He kind of looks around, but also as a pause, Rybomom says that you should raise them all and name them Tic Tac and Toe.
aw.
Oh, right. I love it. Penguin looks up at you and says, "Is it you?" Is it her? As he looks over at Tinsel.
He's gonna wish it was someone.
It's it's those eggs.
Just eggs? Whatever.
Well, they were. We think there's dragons in them.
His eyes go like really, really wide. What? There's dragons in eggs, in egg form. Oh, are you nuts? You're gonna put dragon eggs down with me? You put a target on my back.
Not if you don't. It's your hat, Penguin, and if you don't want dragon eggs in there, then it's up to you.
If I may to make suggestion, little penguin man, you could ride on my shoulders on the way back. Actually get to breathe for once and go on an adventure back to town.
Oh, no, team. You don't want him out of the hat for too long.
He holds up his stick cigar. Yeah, you know what? Maybe getting to see the world will do me some good. Maybe I won't just, get pulled like a rabbit out of a hat and thrown like I'm some sort of part of a magic trick. As he pops up out of the hat and sits on the brim, and he holds his hands up like a little baby. His little flippers over to you, team. Like, yeah, come get me. As you go over and you pick him up and throw him over the side of your shoulders. He
can hold
smacks,
on to the horns.
Yeah, smacks on the top of your little head with his flippers, and he holds on to the sides. He's like, all right, just let me know what's comfortable and what's not. Mush. So he kind of like pulls on your hoods, and you're like, hey, hold on now.
That is not, no. You go when I go.
Sorry, I didn't know what the protocol here was. As he taps his stick on the top of your head. If it were a real cigar, you'd have ash all over your scully head there, but he just kind of puts it back on there. Go ahead, whatever. Put the dragon eggs in the hat.
Just go over and try and turn the hat over one of the eggs. Like real, like Charlie Brown, like.
Okay. So as you go to put in Charlie Brown these eggs into the hat, these are very, very large eggs, and you're trying to fit a large object in a small opening of this hat. As you do so, I need you to do a strength check. We're aiming for low here, as too hard, you might rip the hat.
Oh my god. 7.
First one, you gently slide it over like a beanie on a bald head, which I'm very familiar with, as you slide it right over the egg, so it goes inside. Suddenly, what must have been hundreds of pounds is very light in this hat. There's no weight on it. You're used to this. You go over to the next one. Do the same thing. I need another strength check.
11.
Sliding it over. You can hear the sounds of like tiny little bits of fabric, but something that's easily repairable. It's not going to rip the hat plainly in half. However, it goes right over, and I need one more for the last egg.
12.
12. Solid. Same thing. You slide it back over the egg. All three of these very large stone, almost boulders that are green and scaled, have now disappeared in front of your eyes, seemingly ceasing to exist in the world and entering a pocket dimension that is Bree's hat of holding, as you kind of put it back over, tilted a little bit on top of your head.
Even though it's the fullest it's ever been, it feels quite empty.
Oh.
Penguin McCool looks out and around. He says, "Oh, this place is a real shit heap. What do you say we get out of here?" He holds on
We
to.
should go
But
warn the
don't
town.
dragons have treasure as well? Oh, what about this axe? And he points to Team.
You look down on the ground near Team and Zania's feet. Down on the ground is this green, almost emerald-looking metal axe, the head of which looks like a snarling dragon with teeth aiming out where you would normally hit and strike somebody with this axe. It in itself is entirely metal from shaft all the way up to the tip. You're not sure how it got this color. However, the teeth and the mouth seem to be wet and coated in some sort of green liquid as it lays on the ground.
I mean, it works, as I point to my arm.
I'm going to put my hand on Penguin's head, bend over, and pick it up.
As he's like, whoa, 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 as you lean down and grab it. What's your strength there, team?
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably too much for me. My strength is a +1, so I'm going to attempt to pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up, however, it's so heavy, you have to use both of your hands just to lift it up. This is like trying to lift a sledgehammer for a child at a carnival game. One to where if you were trying to attack with it, you'd more just let it fall rather than actually push it down or swing with it. It seems like if you wanted to use this as a weapon, you'd need to be a little bit more beefy.
He's in here. Care for a new axe.
She kind of like, oh, bad memories attached to this thing, but better in our hands than anyone else's, I guess. She has a +2 in strength.
Okay, sounds good. As you try and lift it up, same kind of thing. As he hands it over to you, you really weren't expecting the weight, the heft in this thing. As you, oh shit, you try and pick it up. You throw it over your shoulder. It's going to be a rough carry. This is a heavy thing. This is almost like trying to pick up a log over your shoulder. You definitely need to do some working out if you're wanting to use this as a full weapon. You could use it, but you're not going to be very good with it.
Okay. I think I need to do some push-ups and stuff before I can really use it, but it has potential.
We got to put it in the hat for the gnome.
Work? Oh, would it break the dragon eggs, though?
I don't know. How does the hat work?
How full is the hat at this point?
Hat is
How much can that?
very full. You all didn't get to do too much burgling in your time in the circus. You have some stuff in there, but with these 3 large stone dragon eggs, you're probably going to want a more permanent place to put them at some point.
It thinks so.
What can it hold? How much can it hold? And how much is in there?
So
it like
It's
500
a generic. I think it's 500.
yeah,
500
it's going to be a little bit more than that, just because 500 pounds is boring. I typically like quadruple that for those type of things. It's its own dimension. Why would a dimension only be able to hold 500? So I typically go by tons. A bag of holding can do 1 ton. Haversack has like 5 pockets, so it can hold 5 separate tons of things. So you have a little bit
Penguin,
more.
what's it like?
However, those are giant stone eggs. Sorry, Zinnia.
Oh, hey, Penguin, what's it like in that hat? Do you think there's more room?
Well, I normally just put my my rucksack and my sleeping bag right up against whatever goal we have as like a pillow. You all never thought about giving me a pillow. It's vast. It's a void. There's not much light. Just a little bit that you can see coming out from the top of where the hat is. There's room, I guess, but with those 3 eggs in there, oh my! Ooh,
I'm
don't-
sure there's
don't
more room
shake
if you
the
get
hat.
rid of the ice drink, Penguin.
Why would I do that? That's my home. You don't give me much. I need something to call home.
Summer gets out a piece of paper from her bag and writes down pillow, folds it up and puts it back.
Makes a quick note on the side as Robert and Tinsel kind of look at your hat. Just like, I didn't. I honestly just thought he fit in the hat, and maybe that the sun spear kind of folded or something. But there's no way that you're able to fit those eggs like that. So, wow, that's amazing.
I'm going to look at Tinsel and go, "You're the adventurer, big ventury here. Don't dragons have other treasures? Or is this typical dragon? Just a star and an axe?"
Speaking of the star, did we get the star?
Yes. we have.
Tinsel kind of pats on her back. Yeah, I think I'll carry that down to the ground, but I'm not exactly a dragon hunting expert. This was not what I really planned to sign up for. I thought we were going to get in, get the star, get out. She could have one. I don't know. That's not my thing. Team, since you and Robert seem to have good luck with dragons, both of you all can roll on history to see what you know.
I'll smell out.
History is plus, I should know this by now, +3. So 16.
16. Robert got a nat 20. That's another nat 20 to put in there.
Hey.
Team.
Now you're making your mom pay.
That's what it is.
Rude.
From day one.
As team, you're like, yeah, dragons hoard treasure. They absolutely hoard treasure. As
Robert's like, actually, I'll stop you there, team. Some dragons hoard treasure, yes. Gold dragons, silver, most of the metallic dragons, yes, they all hoard. Red dragons, black dragons, similarly, yes. However, green dragons, blue dragons, white dragons, no, they just have their territory. They kind of consider the creatures within the territory their hoard, almost like the queen in Queenstown. You're not allowed to hunt in her forest without permission. It's similarly to the green dragons and otherwise.
Learn something new every day. Look at this.
Hey, Robert, that's amazing. How much do you know about dragons?
Well, it helps when you're half one, I'll tell you that much.
I have to learn more from you. There is only one little thing that I'm confused about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've been through a lot. I could have, I have half an arm at the moment. But does anyone else remember when she told us off for killing her loot kobolds who were all about getting the loot?
mm-hmm.
So if the kobolds are gathering loot but they don't collect loot, why are they gathering loot?
It's a good question.
What loot are they gathering?
I didn't see anything here. I don't see any other caves on this mountain. However, you're right. Maybe there is something here in the mountain that we could look for. She was old, ancient. Maybe she has her own ideals.
I think we should probably tell somebody about this dragon situation, right?
I agree.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
I'm
should
saying.
warn the town.
Tinsel.
Do you want to do it? What's going to make you feel good, brother? I mean, you've lost your arm. Do you need to do a quick scout and see if there's any loot here?
I mean, it's got to be something, but we can always come back, I guess.
If we come back,
let's at least check where the kobold tents were. I think that's a good start. And that's on the way, so we can all be happy.
can we do can I do a scan around, like, we saw that there was the tunnel that the star was in,
Mm-hmm.
and then we saw that there were the 3 eggs. Is there anything else in this cabin, like, just quickly glancing around?
You take a quick look around. I need a investigation.
That's $10 from Jason. That's a nat 1.
Oh, is
The other
Jason
end.
doing the opposite tonight?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Fantastic. We've got so much money getting donated tonight.
So investigation, that's 3.
Yep, that old Nat 1 thing. Thanks, Jason. Right. You look
I mean,
around.
she could be lucky. Chat, cough, cough, chat, cough, cough.
I have no more luck points left.
Oh, you out of luck.
I'm shit out of luck.
You look around trying to find something. However, in the adrenaline that you all had getting here, you haven't realized this altitude. It's cold up here. Holy shit. You know what? Maybe we get off the mountain, you start to think, and searching, you don't want to be here any longer than you have to be.
That way it is.
Wait, yeah.
That's just summer looking, however. Salt, if you're loot gung-ho, then you're also welcome to look around.
I think I'm teetering with pain a bit too much to actively look. I'm kind of like, there should be loot, but ow. So I'll probably just have a look on the way out when we go past the kobold tent. I think it's too distracting.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Right.
Rybomom.
Oh, my mom wants to give you inspiration so that you can roll again, Summer. Yeah,
Aw.
we'll say Rybomom can use that. We'll use her inspiration. She's a Summer fan. We'll give it to you.
Oh, it did cost you $20 though. $10 though, because that's a
Is that a nat
nat
20?
20.
From
That's a
opposite
nat
ends.
20.
Wow.
Sorry,
She's
Jason.
like,
Thank you.
please.
That man only has 1s and 20s on it, Bree.
Yeah. No, it's not. It was the same die actually. Just rolled a 1 and then a 20.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, solid use of it then. As you think like, it's cold. All right, maybe just a brief walk around the edge of the the perimeter here. You look over off to the side, looking off this little plateau that is the peak of this mountain here. Looking around in the distance, you see a canyon off to the side, which seems to kind of, it seems to be a little bit not man-made, but there's some structures built into the canyon, maybe a couple miles down near one of the other mountain ranges that are nearby from the height that you can see up here. Something noteworthy, looking around, trying to find something. You head back over to the side where you were before, and you look down the path from which you just came, and you're kind of getting a reflection from the sun off of something metallic a little bit further down, coming up from the pathway that you came before. So you think that there might be something down there. However, up here, you're not seeing anything at the top of this mountain.
It looks, there's like a village, like something, a settlement kind of down there. It's weird, like, but there's definitely something down there. And then there's like this big shiny, like a god in my eye, like a big in my eye shiny thing.
Tinsel, no, further down, I think that's the Murrigan home. There's some dwarves that place is spiritual to them. You've probably seen some of them in town. That's just where they live, further up the mountains.
What about this thing on the path, the big, the shiny thing?
Oh, that I have no idea. I didn't see anything on the way up, but maybe we'll check on the way down.
Yeah, there's a weird. Let's all keep our eye out for this weird shiny thing, but there's nothing up here.
Okay.
Down we go then.
Down the hill.
Penguin looks down, like, over your head, like, right in front of your eyes, Team. He says, do I say it now, or...?
No, you do not say it at all. Just hush. Stay up there.
As,
That
again,
is my word for you. Not much, but hush.
you hear the tap of the little stick on your head as he puts another bit of cigarette out on you. Zania, you're currently holding the axe, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Zania, you hold it over like a rucksack over your shoulder. Heavy. It's kind of digging into your shoulder a little bit as you go down, but, it is solid. You might be able to, one, if you work out a little bit more to be able to use it, but two, if you wanted to attune yourself to it, take some time. This definitely appears to be a special axe. You could try and get used to it and possibly use it in the future. But as you all head back down the mountain, there are those two cliffs from before that you came down. Before you get to the first cliff, however, there is a small encampment where the kobolds' camp is. You see two small tents set up, a couple of goat hides, which are essentially makeshift beds there, some spears off to the side. There's also a small, just little crate. It's not very big at all. It's maybe, like 3 foot by 3 foot little box there. I see chat asking a lot. Tinsel currently has the star in her backpack, so no worries about that. She picked it up at the end of the last thing. She made sure. But as you're all walking down, you currently are stopped at the kobold's camp here, right before you're going to be down to the first cliff of 2 before heading further down the mountain. Summer, this seems to be where you saw the glinting bit of metal almost reflecting into your eye. However, now that you're down here, you don't really see anything one way or another, so you're not sure what that reflection was caused by.
I'm sure this is where I saw that thing that was bright. But
Where about this?
like
where
right
about-
around here. Like right around here.
If you're going to be helping take a look for this, I need investigation rolls from everybody.
$16.
Oh, that's a good roll. That's an 18.
18, 16.
That's a 2. I'm not rolling well right now.
Zania, you were focused on not having this axe hit you in the head as it kind of wants to tilt itself a little bit as you're trying to get used to the weight of it at all. What's that there? Another nat 20?
That's a twin tig.
That's a twin tig right there. That's another nat 20. I told you we're just going to cost my parents so much money watching the show. They're going to have to stop watching. Fantastic. Another crit. Beautiful. Right. As with another crit, y'all are looking around trying to find something. You're mostly focused just trying to look around here to see what you can find. However, team, you kind of walk off to the side. There's a few trees and bushes that are here near where their house is. So you decide to head over into the bush for just a little bit. Yep.
Can I say before I head off into the bush, I'm going to actually have Penguins help. And while we're walking, say, if you were a dragon, where would you hide your hoard? And kind of use him as my guide to find whatever I'm looking for.
Oh, shoot, I don't know. I'm not a dragon, but I wouldn't want anybody just to walk up and find it, so I bury it in the dirt. That's what I'd do.
That's just me. You start to look through the bushes. You don't actually find anything. You're hoping like, behind the bush I might be able to see something. However, parked up next to the tree is a shovel right there on the tree, and some loose and disturbed ground here beneath the rocks right next to the tree.
In the ground, you say, friend? Well, isn't it convenient that we've just found a shovel?
Whoa. Omnipotent, I guess.
I'm going to grab the shovel and start riding around.
As you do, goes right into the ground. He's like, whoa, wait, holding on to you as you begin working. You kind of throw some pebbles off to the side. As you all are searching, trying to find something around here, you start to hear the sounds, what almost sounds like rocks falling further down the mountain before you look off to the side. And coming out of the bush, you can see Penguin over the very tops of the bushes and bits of rock flying over as if somebody's digging on that side. Team, you dig for a hot minute, hitting lots of rock along the way, kind of digging along the ground, trying different spots, not digging too terribly deep before, however, you hear what sounds like wood rather than rock here in the dirt. Get down once it's close to the end there. You begin kind of pushing the rocks off and away. You find what appears to be very similar to the box that's over there in the camp that seems to have been buried down into the ground.
I'm going to pull it up.
Okay. You start moving stuff off the side as Penguin's like, hey, maybe I'm an archaeologist too. Just salting some ain't ones. I've been learning a lot from such grand archaeologists just like them. I
told you it'd be good to get out of the hat.
Somebody said, I don't do a drinking game. However, I want to drink every time a cow moves. I was trying to do forest atmosphere, and apparently there's cows in the forest here.
Okay, good, because I was so confused by why you were saying like that goat, like where that is a goat.
Because we can't hear the sound effects, so we're just like, what are you talking about? What cow?
Where I literally went to Safi's artwork to go see if there was like a goat in the background.
I'm going to start putting random bits of audio in the background that say, like, nobody tell them, but just everybody start talking about this. Fantastic. Right. So you eventually pull out this small box, maybe about 2 feet by 2 feet out of the ground, and you try and rip it off the top before it seems to have been bolted or nailed down into the ground. What are you doing?
Robert.
What's all this noise you're making, team?
As you call for Robert, it seems most of the group kind of heads over to see what's going on.
I have found the box with the help of this one.
No, don't listen to him.
Oh, whoa, what do you mean don't listen to me? I found this thing. I'm as much as an architect as you twos are.
Look, you and I are going to have a conversation later. What'd you find, team? I just totally ignore.
There's a small box there that doesn't seem to budge as Team kind of tries to pull on it, but it's not really given much way here. What is Jackie laughing at so hard?
Your mouse pointer is on Bree, and Bree's eating the mouse pointer on stream.
My bad. If I ever move the mouse to the right side, it goes over somebody's face. So, hi, Drew. Oh, it turns to a hand on Drew's nose. Wonderful.
It's not the first time I've eaten the mouse.
Oh, man.
At least it ain't a rat.
The dragon tried to eat the mouse last night. Right.
Oh. Too soon.
Robert comes over there and says, you need some help.
I need some assistance lifting this out. I would have had Salt, but he's injured, and I don't want him to hurt himself more.
Right. Let me grab one side. Heave. 1, 2.
You set it up. both of you. It's pretty heavy, but it's not something that two people wouldn't be able to lift with a little bit of chutzpah behind it. As you look to the side, there appears to be just a ton of very, very crude nails bolting this thing down, the lid down to the top of this box here.
Ha! A crude lock. Click, 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 click.
You try, though. This appears to be more of nails rather than a specific lock. Do you have a tool that could help you remove said nails?
Yes, I have a hammer.
He does.
Okay. Blacksmith's hammer, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
Right. What part of the blacksmith hammer are you going to use to get these nails out?
The big piece. And I'm
The
gonna
big
hit the
piece.
nails.
As
See,
you
the way it
smack
really
the
works,
nails
guys, is
further
if nails
down,
go in one direction,
driving them
and if you go
further.
far enough,
I mean, you're not
Exactly.
wrong. As you drive the nails further down into the box, you try for a little bit before realizing, I think I might have the wrong hammer, guys. For Tinsel looks over there and says, I could just smash it.
But what if there is something valuable inside?
It's a good point.
Do you not have a hammer? You are a fixer, are you not?
Let me see what I got here. As she pulls open her
Not that one,
backpack.
though. He points to the warhammer.
It's like, yeah, I kind of figured on that one. As she reaches in, she goes, I have a crowbar, actually.
That would be convenient.
Oh, great. She jams one part of it under the latch there and begins to on the side of it. I'm going to do a strength check for her. She's literally hanging off the crowbar, trying to get it to bounce down. As Robert comes over there and says, oh, "Hold on, let me try this." As he reaches over to the side, she is of equal strength to him. However, it's just she doesn't have the leverage to stand. This is a taller thing. As Robert says, oh, "Hold on," as he just kind of puts his whole entire weight on it, just like boom, 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 pops the lid off. You can see there are like 40 nails nailing this thing down into there. These things did not want dust or whatever it was to get into this box. However, when you open the box, up and on the side, you see a couple of different things, some of which are elvish quivers made from wood elves in the area that seem to be carved from bits of gold from the mountain itself, almost inlaid.
Are they made of the wood elves or by the wood elves?
No, by the wood elves. Of the wood elves, not of the wood elves. Fair enough. Good clarification.
That's horrific and two very different vibes.
This is a John Wayne Gacy bit of elvish quiver. Wow, this quiver's really hairy. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, no.
Right, as it seems to have been green-dyed leather, and there's bits of gold inlay going along these quivers here with some wood kind of strapped holding them down. It's very nice quivers. They could fetch a pretty penny at the market. There's also a few glass pitchers and goblets, things that can also be sold for a decent amount of money. It's a good thing that you did not have Tinsel just bash this thing in and break it down from there. And then there seems to be a small box, almost like a music box, down inside there as well.
As an archer, I'm really interested in these quivers.
I bet you are. There seems to be about 5 of these elvish quivers in there, and what you would estimate to be about 150 gold worth of glass pitchers and kind of goblets and whatnot. It seems to be one particular fancy set that they may have robbed from a merchant having a picnic out in the forest.
If you all do not mind, I would like to take these quivers, especially down to Slip, whenever we get the chance to warn the town. But until
They're
then,
dead now, so they're not going to use them.
Sure,
Dang it.
bro.
Yeah, I don't mind.
You
Is
throw some all over your shoulder there. What were you saying, Simon?
is like this was in the ground, right?
Yes.
Robert points to the hole.
It couldn't have reflected the light.
Possibly. What was? Did you all see something metal out here?
Well, yeah, like they
I mean,
get shiny in my
shovel.
eye.
and Tim's gonna hold up the shovel.
Oh my! That's probably it.
That is a woodpecker in the background, by the way. You all have a woodpecker at the tree that's right nearby. Just
The shovel. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
the woodpeckers in the ghetto.
We need to figure a way of getting this sound through us as well.
I know.
Yeah, that we need to do that for next time so that y'all aren't like, no, it's not a woodpecker. That's a box in the ground. Right. Yeah, that's what you find. Tinsel says, okay, just grab it so that we can go, I guess.
Yeah. We should go warn the world that we fucked up.
Yes.
So you grab the quivers and the glassware.
150 gold pictures and the music box.
Okay. You have the little music box here. There's a tiny little latch over the music box. A lock keeper's plaything, keeping this thing closed. Okay.
We'll keep it close for the moment. Pop it in the bag.
Popping it in the bag. You kind of carry gently as much as you can, put these things in your packs to where you can carry them the rest of the way down the mountain. Great.
Let's do it.
All right. The rest of the way, you head over to the first cliff point. Cliffs again, man. The first one, again, this is the higher one. This one's only about 40 feet up. If you were able to tie some ropes, this would not be a hard climb down at all.
I'll go
We'll
ahead
see.
and start tying my rope.
Okay.
I'll help.
There's the tree not too far off, maybe about 30 feet up. You need about 70 feet of rope. However, Salt, you know that you have about 100 feet from before. You can tie these things off. With enough time, since you're not in a rush, Zinnia and team, tying a knot like this, not too hard once you have a tree to actually anchor it down to. So you can take the time and
triple
make sure
check
that
everything. Like we're not fucking with these cliffs, man. I'm gonna make sure that those. I'm gonna supervise this knot tying and check every knot.
Are the pitons still there?
You mean the pittance? Right. So Serenity does has also mentioned that as well. So you're checking over to the trees. Tink and Summer are double, triple checking everything. Serenity or Tinsel says, there's actually pittance right here on the corner. Do you remember the pittance, everybody? There are pittance right here.
We'll murder you.
As she also ties a bit of the rope there for extra security and says, we should be able to get down, no problem now. Tink is going to firstly just start sliding down the rope and kind of lead on with... As Tink says, we should be able to get down, no problem now, as she slides back like a SWAT officer. It's not even good enough to be a 1. It was just a 2. As she... Being that you're on the top, I'm not asking for a high DC here, guys. As she... Not a problem, slides back before not realizing that the pittons actually kind of cause it to catch on one side there. And she slides as Tinsel... You hear a slam and a smack into the bottom there. She goes, as she takes... Let's see how much damage.
We needed no witnesses, right? No.
You got it, team. I jumped out.
So for those who aren't aware, I made a joke before stream saying we need to kill Tink off, so there's no witnesses, so no one knows of our fuck up.
A joke. It was so ruthless.
A joke. Mm-hmm. Right, well,
My baby.
Tinsel takes 15 points of bludgeoning damage as she falls 40 feet.
Why
I'll
can't we
run
climb?
down and make sure she's okay.
As you you look over to her, Salt and Summer are able to go very quickly as their rat folk can climb things, no problem. Salt, you rush down to the very bottom. As you go down there, you can see the hammer was a detriment to her as she landed right on the round bulbous back of it, right on her spine. She's she stands up as you kind of help her up. She's oh God, oh my God. She can only use her balloon once per day, Aurora Anima.
Wow, I've never seen a hammer used that way.
Not.
I guess it can break falls?
Shut up.
Are you okay down there?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
She's
How is the
fine.
star?
She used the hammer to break a fall.
She hands you the pack there, Salt, and says, "Is the star
Not that I
okay?"
don't care about your well-being,
I
but I
checked
also
the
want to
star.
know about the well-being of the
Are
star.
okay.
The star seems to be fine. It fell from the sky. It's not going to break from a 40-foot
Star can
fall.
handle falling.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, come on, everyone else go, and then I'll heal us up because we're bound to fall too. So let's go.
Summer's gonna walk over to Tim and like without looking up, just looking at the ground, being like, it might be a good idea if just because like Penguin's not really used to being out when we do these kinds of things. Maybe, I mean, not me, but maybe
It's
Salt
fine.
could.
I'm not worried about it. Just don't drop me, Bones. I'm not going back in the hat for you.
Well, you don't have to have that in
Penguin,
the hat.
you know you deserve to be in the hat. That
You're down at
helps.
the bottom, Salt.
Oh, that's true. Oh, shut up.
I could. What if I just sent Salt back up and you could ride on his back? I don't want you to fall.
He looks down at Team. You gonna drop me?
I mean, have you
That one
you
coming.
know what happened last time we went on the cliff? I nearly died. Are you sure you don't? Are you sure you trust me?
Salt! As he kind of yells out, you hear from down at the bottom of the cliff. Team,
Yeah.
just come get me, all right?
I give the star back to Tink, and I scurry
Hands
back
the
up.
pack back over. She throws it back on over her sides, grabbing her hammer. Salt, you run back over to the top. Penguin McCool holds his arms out like a child for you to put him back on your back as he puts his flipper around your neck so that you don't have to like hold him as you're climbing the rest of
I
the way
reach out
down.
for the hat with the tail to Summer,
And take it off and.
Hand it
and
over
then I
to
put
Salt.
the hat on top of me, which eventually somehow puts Penguin back in the hat.
Right. You going down first, or you letting other people go?
I'll go down first again.
As he goes back down, I'm gonna kneel down to Summer and say, "Do not worry. He cannot be pissed off forever.
He's a really stubborn penguin.
It's all right. We'll get him some fish in a pillow."
Summer gets out her note and goes fish with an exclamation point.
Fish.
It's just like
Underline.
Okay.
Now, with that being said, would you mind staying up top to make sure we all get down safely?
Yeah, I can do that.
Zinnia, would you like to go down next? That way, if one of us falls, you are already down there.
Yeah, that sounds like a better idea.
I'm gonna
That's
do
it.
my cliff sliding thing.
Summer, again, you go right beside him as you're like, come on, guys, good job, let's do this. Who's going first?
Me.
Zinnia, go ahead and start climbing down the rope.
Athletics?
Yep.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Okay. You grab onto the rope, this time knowing the Pitten is there on the side to help you, and you would adjust and move yourself accordingly. As you slide down the rope, you have your bit of cloth from your outfit that you basically use to prevent yourself from getting rope burn as you gently slide your way down to the bottom, landing to the ground. You look over at Tink as she's standing there with her backpack on. She's like, lucky shot, I guess.
I'm gonna, you know what? Healing word takes, nope, prayer of healing takes 10 minutes. I'm just gonna start prepping that. So by the end of the 10 minutes, everyone can get healed up.
You're going to have to do that with light activity. You have another cliff to go over, just FYI.
Ooh, you're right. You are correct. All right, I'm gonna heal Tink for cure wounds
Okay.
while this is happening.
Sounds good. How much?
Oh, only 4 points of health.
No worries. As she's like, lucky shot, I guess. As you pat her on the back, a little bit of radiation feels through her. You try and do it on the sly so that she doesn't know, not to hurt her pride. As she kind of stands a little bit taller, she's like, yeah, I will get the next one. Not really knowing that you healed her, however, feeling much more confident in herself. Team and Robert, you are the last two up there on the top.
After you.
Robert grabs onto the side and says, all right. She slides down. Hey, Jason.
No. No. No.
Hey, Jason. That's another $10
Jason's the bad
for
one.
you.
Jason's the one we don't want.
Jason, we don't want Jason.
I
I
would
should do
help.
that.
I was assisting, right?
You can try and do a strength check for him if you want to see if you can catch him.
That
No.
works really well.
Big
Oh,
old
God.
Robert.
Bobo gives Robert inspo. there in
I
spell.
mean, I was assisting as he was climbing down, right? Like, as in offering the help action.
Yeah.
Did he
If
get
you,
roll with advantage?
we can give him an advantage if you want to do that instead of strength check to grab him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to grab him. I'm going to
Okay.
die again.
Much better.
I would.
Instead of the one, so I did roll in that one, but it got canceled. So Jason, you don't have to give $10 onto this one unless you just feel like it. Robert begins to slide a little bit, and as he's like sliding very quickly, Summer, you're like, grab that rock, grab that rock, grab that rock, as he grabs onto it. So he's like, thank you, before sliding down the rest of the way, getting down to the bottom. So he says,
Thanks, Summer.
It's okay, my dude. Let's work on that rock climbing skills. Hey, team, we're going to do some drills.
What about drills?
You're going to do great. I race back up.
team, go ahead and give me an athletics to get down.
I'm scared. Okay, that's a 17.
Not bad. Team, you're like, oh my god. This is much more life-threatening for you than anybody else. As
Right.
you slide it through your hip bone and shimmy on down before you hit down to the very bottom, taking it off. As Summer, everyone is now safe after the first cliff.
Summer, could you retrieve the rope from above?
I'll scurry up and get the rope.
Tink says, don't forget the pitten. The pitten is very important.
And I'll take
I
the
don't know
pin
where
out.
this bird is, but I'm going to kill it.
You run up, pull the pitten out of the ground.
I got the pin. I got it.
Good, good. The pitten is very important.
I can see.
You run
It's-
over there, undo the rope from the side of the tree, and climb your way back down as you hand over the pitten to Team and say, here's the pitten back to you.
I don't want it.
Oh, okay.
As you all walk further down before you get to the next cliff face, this one, there is a rock on the GFY for continuing the pitten joke. No. As you all go over to the next cliff face, there is a 60-foot drop going down to the bottom. You still have the 100 feet of rope if you'd like to use that.
I think we should.
Probably a good idea. This time,
I'm
since
gonna
it's
turn
not...
to Tink and go. So just watch me first, and then you can come, and then I'll go down first.
Her eyes give you a GFY as you're like, look, this is how you
What,
do
you can
it.
say pitten a billion times, and I say I go first and I get GFI'd. GFI'd.
GFI'd. That's a good one. There you go.
Oh,
Since you're tying it around not a tree, this is more of a rock and a boulder, it could slip off a little bit easier. I do actually need sleight of hand rolls from those who are taking part in tying this thing off.
okie dokie.
Who's taking part in that?
I'd be doing it.
Summer?
Sure.
Summer and Salt decide to tie it off this time just in case.
So sis, you go across and around the tree, and then up and down through the leaf, and then it creates a good knot.
As you roll
That's a 19.
19 and
And 14.
19 and 14. You think you have a solid knot on this side. You both literally push yourself off against the rock to try and test its weight, and it seems to be holding itself just fine. As you yeet the other bit of the rope down as it lands onto the ground, ready to go. Tinsel grabs the rope the first time this time, looking at you, Salt, and says, I think I saw how you did it, as she leans back again, doing the same maneuver that she did last time. Yes! A literal exact another 2. Not a 1, a 2.
Well,
Serenity.
so yeah, your
Serenity.
wish is coming true.
Oh no.
Oh, man. Yeah, as Serenity then, looks over at you and says, I think I know what to do this time before. She forgets to grab... She's so angry at you, she forgets to grab on to the...
Don't play me.
to the rope. As she... You all hear again...
No.
off the side. As this time she's going to take 66 points of damage.
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
I'm coming. I am coming.
That is
I'm
20 points
Oh,
of
my.
bludgeoning damage to Tinsel as you all hear onto the ground.
Don't you ever,
Why don't you ever wait for me to help you?
You look over to the side. Why don't you wait for the rat folk? Because she's like, I forgot the rope. As looking down, she currently looks to be a little bloodied.
She's still
Oh my
conscious. That's
God.
She
amazing.
is conscious. She is a barbarian of sorts, so.
I'll scurry
Can we
on
just
down
get-
and go, did the hammer help?
She.
Um,
I didn't fall on the hammer this time, but the star's not any more comfortable.
oh, I can imagine. And I try to help her up.
I'm
You head on
coming.
down and help her back up. Zinnia, you hurriedly head on down. Go ahead and roll me in athletics.
I'm gonna
Walking
wait,
this
Summer.
way.
Don't hurry.
Zinnia?
Oh, I said, Summer, can you help me just in case? Because we can't have me dying too.
I'm gonna help her by finding her footing and being like, so this is a rope, and you hold on to it really tight. You hold on to the rope.
You hear Tinsel from the bottom. Shut up!
And I'll help guide her down.
Okay.
Tinsel
Is that-
suggests you use a star just to break your fall this time.
Oh, but
Using
she
the help action.
help
Okay.
action. So advantage?
Advantage, yes.
That's ooh. Okay, cool. Because that would have been a natural one, but I got an 18 plus 4, so 22.
Summer, are you distracted at all to where we could give her that natural one? Just kidding.
I'm not gonna help you there.
I do know you have a GFY, but I'm not going to use it here. Zinnia, you slide down, hurrying down to your newfound friend, sliding very, very quickly, trying to help her out. She now, the spot on her back being hit twice, you can see as she stands up, she looks, instead of, a little, she's more like that. As she's standing up, she's a little crooked. You're going to have to do some serious healing on that. And as she kind of leans forward, you can hear her back kind of popping as she leans. She goes, Can we please get back soon?
Yeah, and then I'll get started on prayer healing.
Sounds good.
I'll be like-
much
I'll be like,
smarter.
Tink, imagine the stories we can tell with our battle wounds with a dragon.
She says, I don't want to remember this day. I'm gonna have such a large drink when we get back to the Red Wagon.
My sister can sing up songs about you.
Summer, as you head your way back up, Robert then looks over
There
at
was
Team.
a note that fell so hard, she fell so very often.
Very often. Robert's gonna try and climb his way down with Summer's help. Do.
There was a balloon, but it only worked once a day.
Robert, this time, no problems. As you're like, all right, grab onto this rock. He's like, I got it this time. I'm more careful. As he climbs his way down, not doing the slide. He does say thank you, though. Thank you. Before climbing his way down. Team, it's just you up there.
I hate these. I hate cliffs. I hate all of this.
It's gonna be fine. You've done it. You can do
Nightmare
it.
cliffs.
It's an 18.
18. Solid.
I still hate these.
Again, sliding it through your hip bone, you shimmy on down, landing onto the ground, seeing Zinnia casting a familiar spell, trying to heal everyone up as you all are going to be walking the rest of the way. Your rope is still tied up to the top. Anybody going to get it?
Sure, I'll go up and grab it.
Salt quickly runs up, unties the knot. Oh, you actually did tie this very, very tight. You're kind of proud of that as you slide them back over and make two 50-foot spools before you climb the rest of the way down and return the rope to their original owners. As Robert says, all right, well, now that that's done, he kind of looks over to Tinker.
Seriously, are you all right?
She says, I just don't want to talk about it. Let's just get back and get us a very, very large bit of rum.
That sounds wonderful.
She kind of holds her back as she walks forward, using the hammer almost like a cane, walking through the forest here. As now the forest sounds make more sense, except for the cow for some reason. As you all are closer to the base of the mountain, you still have ways to go before you get down to the thick of it where the great big trees are. And you know you have about a 5-mile walk before you get all the way back to town. However, during this time, Zinnia, you are able to prayer of healing everybody back up. So how much
15
is that healing? 15. Solid. You
Yep.
completely negated the first fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you're doing so, Tink's like, what do you keep mumbling about before you're like, hold on. You pause, clap to each other as red energy kind of radiates to all those hurt within the group, healing you for 15 health points back up. Salt, your wound seems to heal a little bit more. Kind of, you see one or two hairs kind of regrowing. Again, need a little bit more focused magic and healing to remove the scar totally. However, chicks dig scars, right? It's a good thing. Rat chicks or whatever, they dig scars. So it's something that you will hold on to.
Yeah. Usually down under, you don't live long enough to get scars. So you got scars, mate. It means you've been around. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. As you all are walking, this is a 5-mile walk. You probably have, since you're not in a particular hurry now, you're just trying to get back, unless you all tell me you are in a particular hurry. It's going to take you maybe about 2 hours or so through the forest to get back.
I would say we're probably in a good bit of a hurry to go warn the town that,
Yeah, I'd like to watch the sky for dragons.
Okay, sounds good. You all go at kind of a jog's pace then, as soon as Zinnia's finished healing up to give Tink the ability to actually get at a jog's pace before she pulls the hammer up over and she's like, all right, enough of that. Let's just get back. Zinnia, you holding the large axe over your shoulder again. This is going to be a not fun run for you with this heavy piece of equipment. However, you're not going terribly far. If it was any further, you might be a little bit exhausted by this, but it's not too far. Right. You all go for quite a bit. I do need a perception roll from everybody as you're running through this forest. Okay.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, another one for Jason.
14.
Oh my god, did you all read Babodalgaze?
Yeah.
What
No.
sound does a barbarian with a hammer make falling off a cliff? Tink.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Oh,
That's not even a GFY. Bobo,
Yeah,
that's a
pretty
good
good.
one. You get a
I'd
point.
say.
Really
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah,
Nah,
I'm
that's
for
not a GFY. That's great. You've become a
I
salt
now
apprentice.
officially make Bubble Gay my apprentice.
Fantastic. Right. So, my mom even laughed at that one. Right. You all go through the forest.
oh,
For
mine was
quite a
a
ways.
unnatural 20. Sorry. I
Oh,
didn't see it.
unnatural one. Okay, sounds good. You go through the forest for quite a bit, trying to kind of keep your wits about you, though you're still, behind these great redwoods here. It's hard to see too far, too deep into the forest. You do notice off to the side, as you're running, there appears to be an old structure, stone, but almost destroyed. It looks to be almost like a, I think the Japanese term is like a bodega. Is that, somebody correct me on that, like one of those like multi-tiered, I think it's a bodega. I could be wrong. Pagoda, that's it. It looks to be like a single-story pagoda that once had clay tiles off the side. However, half of it appears to be completely destroyed. Pagoda, not pagoda, my bad.
Yes.
As half of it, stone,
Pagoda?
appears to be completely destroyed off on the side. It appears to be near a river that makes its way further south, going nearby or right off the coast of Ashburn. Tink kind of points out, like, we should just be able to follow this river and we'll get back there. It's not a big deal. I haven't seen that structure before. That's odd, but she kind of continues walking, but this is a note for you, Zinnia, as you point this out to everybody.
that's weird.
I'm going to use prestidigitation and put a red arrow on the ground.
As you pop a sudden red arrow, aiming
Towards it.
okay towards the pagoda. You put a mark on the ground in the middle of the forest.
Look, an arrow. Should we follow it?
No.
I don't know if I should give you a GFY for that one. now.
You should follow this one, and I put a green arrow down facing the opposite way.
Heading
where we're
towards
headed.
town.
Yeah.
Sounds
Ah!
This is the
I
one you
head that
should
way.
follow. Green is good, except for when it comes to.
I feel like you do like a little minor illusion of like a green arrow sitting 2 foot in front of me.
good. Just constantly putting you in the right direction.
a GPS. A
It's a little
team.
carrot.
Very much so. As Salt, you're like, oh, okay, and you seem to immediately have been following Tink now back down towards the way of town as she's walking and going kind of towards the river, heading that way. Zinnia, you saw this. Or is anybody else wanting to do anything? Zinnia, you have any plans? Don't have to.
I mean, I just to the rest of the group, but I think we have more important things on our mind right now.
Sounds good. Everyone continues their walk until you eventually make your way back to the outskirts of Ashburn. You see the dwarvish wall, maybe about 20 feet tall on this side here. And that same kind of porthole that's on the side, the kind of secret escape latch that you exited the town from before. It's closed, but you can definitely open it. Those of you who are smaller can walk right in. Team, Zinnia, Robert, you're going to have to kind of duck back down as you get over there as Tink goes and opens the door up, holding it. It seems to be weighted to close on its own, so she kind of holds it there for everybody, saying, come on, let's go, let's go.
As we were approaching, there were no, smoke clouds or anything rising from the town, were there?
Great question, but no, it does not cause you any alarm.
Mm-hmm.
The town's still in one piece.
So far.
For now.
Yes. As you do make note of that, you're able to see your way out of the redwoods and actually see if there's any smoke for the first time. Don't appear to be anything there, but with that, you're kind of... Right. Sounds good. You head back down under. Penguin McCool with the hat there says, hey, just let me back in the hat. I don't want to be out and about
He's
in
in the
town. He was holding onto your back when you were going before.
No. I grabbed the hat and I put it over the top of him.
Oh,
putting
you
it
said
into the
your
hat.
head.
Well, that's where he was. He was like above my head.
Oh, he was grabbing onto your back. But yeah, if you want him to be in the hat, that's fine as well.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
asking for it. now,
Sorry,
so,
that was like the sneaky way of getting him back into
He's
the
not
hat.
asking.
Gotcha. Yeah, now he's literally asking, like, hey, just put me back in the hat. And so you're like, oh, okay. You let him out a little bit on the walk, but then put him back in. Before you all go in through the little porthole here, Tink closing it from behind. The town appearing to not have any idea that the dragon seemed to have done what the dragon had done. You were 5 miles off from it or so, and so it would have been very difficult for them to see anything here. Everyone appears to be going about their day. There's several merchants going about. It's maybe about 6 o'clock in the afternoon by this point. There's several people going about their trade business. It's dinner time. Lots of different aromas going through the air. Some good, some very, very bad. There's also a bonfire that appears to be near the merchant area off towards the other side of town. There's a couple stalls over there with a large, kind of seems to be something they do on a daily basis, bonfire where people can come, gather around the fire, talk, trade small goods, etc. But then there's also the inns that you've seen before. Where would you all like to be heading within Ashburn?
We have an A to get. Right, team?
Correct.
Let's hope that they give it to you, Tink says.
Well, they're
have to
going off of your advice, you're advising them, right?
Just remember, Tink, that you're taking care of us here.
And to
You wanna
also be
keep your
fair,
A
you
too,
were
right?
just as big a part of this as we were.
Yes, I was a part of it.
We definitely have the star.
And the dragon's nowhere to be found, and everyone's alive, so it's all good.
We do have the star, so maybe that makes up for it. She's kind of like holding her pack as you all walk through the town, heading back to the Red Wagon Inn. Roll credits. As you do so, seeing the Red Wagon Inn around dinner time, much like it was before. Outside, there are several horses all parked in the stable, several picnic-esque tables outside where people are eating, drinking merrily. You can hear music coming both from inside and appearing to be at the top of the Red Wagon Inn as well, as there appears to be almost like a top deck within the Red Wagon Inn where people do merriment type things. Several people kind of shouting along and cheering to a familiar song that everyone's heard before. Everyone's talked about these great adventurers that you can hear from the outside. As you go on in, it is just as packed as it was the day before. Several different adventuring types, but you do make note that it doesn't appear to be that the female from this morning is there. Tonar, the Fabiork, is back behind the bar at this point. He appears to have a apron wrapped around his pants that he has, but again, going chestless with his really long, brownish red, curly hair as he sees you all come in and say, "Friends, hey, welcome back. You survived, so that's good. You seem to have
Yes.
do you have the star? I don't see it. Did you?
If
It's
I
not my
remember
eyes,
correctly,
it's
you
a
said
staff,
you were going to
Fabio.
die. So here we are. And think, if you will.
Oh, you actually got it. I thought you just gave up. You actually have it.
Of course.
Why would I lie to you?
We're great adventurers and archaeologists.
Tink steps up onto the bar stool and pours out her backpack, emptying a few bits of wrenches and various mechanical fix-it things before a very large honeycomb style star lands on the bar there, where it kind of radiates again this kind of silver light within the inn. The thump is loud enough to where most people in the inn stop and look over, causing most conversation to just kind of stop in the inn. The bards that were once there playing pull their fingers off their instruments as everyone looks over at this radiative glowing star. As what the you hear just murmuring and whispers around from the rest of the adventurers here within the guild, as he says,
Well, shit, you actually did it.
Yes, and Team's gonna pull out the piece of paper with the quest and slap it on the table. Just like, oh, do something with this. We've done your quest.
I'm gonna pipe in and go, mate. You look a bit starstruck.
God, all right, yeah, you get a GFY for that one. Go ahead and mark that on my paper.
I was talking about the table, not you, mate.
As Tonar looks over at you, you see a dwarf similar to the one that you saw before. Similar being, it's the exact one you saw before. Walk over with his very, very tall red mohawk, like a flame spitting over as he walks over to Tink, and he looks over at you and says, "Hey, did you? Hey, you got it so quick. I thought we were gonna have to call in some outside help for this one. He turns to the rest of the group. They got the star!" As everyone in the group, hey, cheers up. There seems to be a loud murmuring of partying coming from the inn at this point now, as the general mood upshifts itself as everyone goes back to having their drinks. Several people toasting to your excellence. When quests of this level are completed, it is something worth celebrating. As this one with the red mohawk comes over and says, thank you. This is the star I'd been looking for quite a while. I thought I could make myself some fancy axes, possibly some... Gosh, this is not what I expected it to be like at all, as he comes over to pick it up and take a look at it. Was it just laying there, right on the mountains?
Man, you look a bit startled there.
Yeah.
Oh, another one, dude. Another one. You even claimed it in the chat, incoming GFY. She says,
why don't we organize our badges and our membership, and then we can totally regale you with the amazing story, because it's definitely amazing.
"Aye, absolutely.
What happened?
Tonar, get him their pins." Hey, he comes over to your hands and grasps each of you in the dwarven handshake style, where it's, the Russian comrade, like grab each other by the actual forearm, puts his arms on your shoulder and says, "Aye, if you're able to get this from that great green beast up in the sky and make it out of there with your heads, I'd say you're Adventure Guild material. Thank you for getting this for me. Tonar, get him the pins, get him their gold, and we should sing about you tonight. Drinks on me."
Is there a contract? Is there a contract we should sign that's just like legally binding, that ties us into the guild for X amount of time or anything?
Aye. Yes, there is a contract. When we get the pins, it's nothing you have to sign. It's the pin will be your contract. We had a bit of problems nearly a century ago with these pins and not being able to tell whose was whose. So the needle on the back of the pin that goes into your lapel, what you're gonna do is you're gonna pierce yourself, get a little bit of blood on it. We'll have to figure something out for you, Bone Man, and then put it on your lapel. There's a magically binding contract. That will be your pin and nobody else's pin. Don't let anybody take that off of you. That is your life right there, lassie.
So it's like a blood pact.
That gives it a bit of a wrong name, I'd say. However, it is. It's mostly just... It's mostly just to make sure that people don't go sharing their pins. You wouldn't want anybody to falsify their identification for within the guild.
What color are the pins?
As Tonar comes back, he has a large sack of gold on the side, as well as 5 small bronze pins that he lays down. They're small little A's on them, written in a cursive font that are metallic, with a little pin on the back of them and a clip that goes onto the other side for you to be able to put inside your shirt there. he says, well, all you got to do is, and he shows by taking off his gold one here on the side. All you got to do is once you take it off, again, like I said, he just pokes himself like it's nothing as a little bit of blood goes down his forearm there. He just poke it on the side and then pop it right into, well, I don't have a shirt myself, but as he pops it back onto his belt on the side there, then you're good to go.
Tonar's still there, right?
Yeah, he's
I'm
looking
so
over at you all.
I'm not even thinking twice. If I can
This-
nab one, I can poke myself.
This whole time, Zinnia, the charm has worn off of Fabiorg, and she just looks at him and like rolls her eyes every time he tries to be like, "Yeah, I'm not wearing a shirt." She just goes,
This is
Stupid
perfect,
boy.
because Tehm's gonna look at Tonar and say, "So now with one of these pens, you won't have to charge me for a room like you tried to do last time, yes?"
I mean, I have to charge for rooms here. How do you think an inn runs its surface if you're not a member?
It's
Then
just a simple question.
you're right. You will have a free room here, as you would in all Red Wagon inns across Asterion. This is your pin. Though I don't know where you'd
charged
poke
him-
it.
"You charged him for a room."
Oh, yes.
I thought we had an agreement that it would be free.
Well, I thought it was for you, you understand. So I wouldn't want to, I can't just
I
go around.
clarified.
Yeah, well, so
Her weight starts to shift, and the heavy green axe is starting to like just rotate a little bit more, and like getting kind of heavy. And she puts it down on the ground, dong, so it makes like a large thumping sound on the ground.
As you do so, the one with the mohawk looks over at the side and says, "Where did you get an axe like that?"
Well, sit down and have a drink.
I say we should. Tonar ails us. He's like, "Yo, how about I get you ales before Zanir?" You're like, that. She's.
It's all right, mate. Right? We're going off towards to get the star, right? Am I doing this? Are we doing this?
I'm going to pause for a second on you, Salt, just because currently Zania is intimidating the shit out of Tonar. As Tonar says,
well, look, maybe there was just a misunderstanding. Had you told me that it was the lovely lioness here that had reserved the room, I must have thought you were friends with somebody else. Of course I would have given you the free room.
But I told you that I had someone holding the room for me. In fact, I believe I mentioned it was her.
I think you said a name or something. I couldn't quite remember. If you know what, if I would have charged you, I would give you your money back today. That would be no problem at all.
It's a good thing that I did not pay.
It's a good thing indeed. See, Madam Lioness, you see that there's no problems here. How about I give you an additional round on the house?
That gold pin of yours and that beautiful red hair and that chest of yours, it's all superficial. And it can all go away one day. Just remember that.
Well, it's all super, I'll give you that. But I don't even know what that word means. We all go away one day, but I'm going to have quite a bit of fun before I do. But, rounds on the house. We're all good, yeah?
Jack doesn't know what to say. She just, oh god.
she literally face paws on her head as she looks over
This
at you.
guy's
Team's
She
gonna
just-
turn and give out a chuckle.
like fucking
Sucker.
idiot. And then she just embarrassed that she was even attracted to this guy at one moment in time. Like, this is just embarrassing.
As Tink looks over at you, again, kind of like, realizing like, yeah, everybody falls for that at some point. And it's like, you see now. Salt, that's when the dwarf there is looking at the axe like, where did you get the axe? That's Salt when you come in like, so let me tell you.
I kind of just pause quickly, look at Team to see if he wants to give me a nod or a shake.
Give nod.
So yeah, right, wait, adventure. So we're going after adventure, right? We got this new thing, the barbarian that's joining us.
Hold on,
right?
hold on.
No, have a drink first.
I know, no.
Yeah, but
Let me pause you
I
there.
let's just do the ping thing. Why can't I say that?
What?
Let's do the pin thing.
There you go.
Do the
Pin.
thing.
Right.
Can we do the pin to celebrate and a drink?
Right, yeah, let's get you to drinks. Before you do that, I want to hear your tale, but I want the bards to sing of it tonight.
Well, which of my tales do you want to hear? I've got a couple.
Joyos! As he yells over. One of the bards that's playing a lute off to the side, the small kind of very, very small tiefling woman who's on the stage, jumps off and walks on over. She appears to be tiefling in the sense that instead of half human, she might appear to be more half halfling on her side. She's very, very short with this kind of curly, almost hobbit-like hair on her with horns that kind of reel back onto the side, wearing a very, very nice silky dress as she walks on over and says, yes, as he's like, I just want you to hear this because our friend here is going to sing of great glories and deeds to be done tonight. So after we're done, what you say, turn it into a song, place it up there for everybody. And she's yeah, that sounds great. As she pulls off a little quill and that was hidden in her kind of curly hair there. And she says, go ahead. Robert says, like, hold on 1 second. As he grabs the ales as soon as Tonar sets them up there on the counter and starts passing them out to everybody who wants to have a drink. The dwarf there with you immediately chugs some of his back. He's like, I like to have a pre-sip, but to the new adventurers of the Red Wagon Inn, what do you call yourselves?
Shit shows usually follow us.
That's a good question.
I was just thinking about that before, but not the shit show. Like
If it's not shit show, then what is it?
Starbound.
Oh.
Starbound.
This is another name.
Has a certain ring to it. It's not quite as glorious as I was originally expecting. Maybe something with a little bit more oomph in it.
The
They're like-
Starbound.
If you
They're
don't
like
have
a
a name, I'll
sect,
just toast to
right?
your regular names. But every good group should have a name at some point. Something to think on.
Yeah, well, let's think on it.
Cliffbusters.
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 Cliff
Who you gonna
Busters.
call?
Now that has a certain ring to it, but I mean, we all climb cliffs. Is that really your claim to fame?
You don't
Well,
know the
let me
half of it,
tell
but,
you about cliffs.
Or
Summer is gonna prick herself with this pin and shove it on her hat.
Okay, Summer, you prick yourself in the shoulder. As you see the blood that comes out of it, you see this tiny little pink bit of almost like particles or bits of arcane magic that flow from your blood into the pin itself, beginning to give off a more shiny glow now. The blood that you would think would stain this pin on the back doesn't seem to stain it. The pin seems to be resistant to collecting stains on its own, but you take it and pin it to the hat there on the side, as Summers now got her Adventurers Guild A on the side of her top hat.
My tail will follow suit as we're talking as well.
Salt, your tail comes up and stabs you in the side. Similar maneuver. Blood comes off of it, grabs the other part of it. Where are you putting your pin?
Oh, good question. Let's attach it to the tail contraption that Drew gave me.
You make it an additional part of the ring. You take your A and shove it on the back end of this tail thing here, just enough to get kind of between the ridges. It makes it a little bit more uncomfortable to hold. However, it locks itself in place as this little silver, like sharp poker on the back of your tail is now adorned with this brass and bronze A. Robert takes his and kind of pokes it on his muscle there before he's whoa, whoa, as he goes over to his jerkin on the side and just puts it right on the side.
That's nice.
Zinnia, team.
I'm gonna grab two.
There are 5 there.
Oh, never mind. Just gonna grab one, and then I'm gonna get Otta out of my chest and say he needs one too. He's a part of this group.
Tonar comes over.
Actually, he may be a part of this group, but he's a familiar, yes?
No, he's a member of this group.
He's a familiar, unless he can speak up for himself.
Otta,
I take the hat off.
Atta begins growling at him there as Atta, to your mind, says,
I don't know. I'm kind of a part of the group, but I don't want to be I don't want to be.
see, he says he's a part of the group.
But I don't want to be a big, impasse for if you only have that many.
as again to everybody else, as he growls at you. Tonar says,
Yeah, that's a familiar if I've ever seen one.
Hold
Familiars
on,
have
you said they had to speak, right?
speak a language.
And then I just step slightly back so that Summer becomes more apparent in his view.
I I take off the hat and I hand it to Tim.
I hold the hat.
Timmy, grab the hat.
Hey, come here.
Atta comes up to it and says,
What are we doing?
No, you get back in the chest. Hold on, 1
Oh.
second.
He gets
I'll
into
get
your
back
chest.
to you in a moment. You, in the hat. Put that-
Out comes Penguin McCool on one of the bar stools as he kind of like gets twirled around there. He says, whoa, 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 whoa.
Say hello.
Hello. Shirtless.
Okay.
Oh
Does he get
God.
the pen now too?
We got two shirtlesses here, an orc and a dwarf. Looks like your last birthday party, Summer. Is that an ale? As he reaches over, as Tonar kind of laughs at that, as he says, "This penguin fights and is an adventurer, you say?"
I laughed
Yes,
too
do
much
you-
at Penguin's joke.
Do you not see this giant bruise on his head?
Yeah.
From yesterday.
Yeah. Sweet
thought
cheeks
that
over here
easily.
threw me right into a tree. As he says,
Protecting us while
Hmm.
doing so.
He's been learning to fly. Like the eagles.
Look, I'm not saying that they don't get to be a part of the guild. I'm saying familiars have their own code. They earn their own place in the guild. They
They get
or can
pins
very
too?
well be members. They have their own special pins.
Oh, okay. Well, if they get their own special pins, then
Hold
that's
on.
no issue.
1 second. He runs to the back before.
He pushes Penguin's head back into the hat and hands it back. to
He's just
someone.
like, hey! See, you shove him back into the hat as Tonar comes back over, and he has this
Just
small
as
little
Toner
metal
comes
ball.
back over, Ryan. Just as Toner comes back, I go, and that is how we got the star. Drinks, everyone.
So you paused. Have you been telling them the story this whole time?
No.
No.
Oh, okay, just making sure. Just making sure. She's like, and that's how we got the star. Drinks, everyone. And she looks at the dwarf looks over at you and says, "You said nothing, laddie." She's like, "Yeah, how am I supposed
Have
to
a
write
drink.
a song about
You gotta
that?
catch up.
What are you talking about?"
We
Well,
talked
it's
about
been a long
penguin
day.
that
Your
was
penguin
flying.
got hit.
Pins, and we'll tell you about it. It'll be great.
I want to drink
Wait.
up with you, but you haven't given me a reason to really celebratory
Well,
drink.
look,
I'd say.
I can slow down if you need me to.
Yes,
I'm
very much
sorry,
so. I'm not
quite
very smart.
excited. Right. I get quite excited, but I can try to slow down.
Please, that was far too quick.
We should have another round of drinks first, right?
Tonar comes and sets the thing down. He's like, "I'm working on it." You, as like y'all are basically pulling him back and forth, right? As he sets the metal ball down on the table, he kind of taps on it with one hand before going and grabbing some other drinks and starts pouring them in some mugs. This metal ball, about the size of a soccer ball, suddenly a bunch of spikes jut out from it, like a porcupine or a hedgehog of sorts, before it begins to kind of stand up on its own. This appears to be, in shape and form, like a metallic version of a raccoon. It's odd. It's iron, but steel. It's polished in and of itself. As the dwarf says, "Oh, you're breaking him back out. All right. It's been a long time. How you doing, raccoon? Glory to you." As the raccoon looks over at him, and it has these little rocks in the side of its metal compartments as it pulls one out, as it smacks on one, and in a voice you haven't heard before, says, "And glory to you, Dane." Off to the side as the raccoon puts the rock back on. He's like, "Still doing the rock things, huh? Show him your pin. Show him your pin." As the raccoon opens up its little chest cavity, kind of pulls back. There's a rainbow version of the pin in there, seeming to be like a tempered version of metal that, you know how it kind of gets that rainbow color when it's not evenly tempered? So it's like
Insert merch. Right
yeah,
here.
insert merch for your pet collars here. But it kind of shows you all there before Team. You look down and see like, this is an unevenly tempered pin. It appears to be made specifically for this pet, as it doesn't have a pin that specifically pokes in. There's a small like collar that appears to be wrapped around one of its metal cords inside of its pin there.
Come look.
Zata looks up over at the
Now's the
side.
raccoon.
Begins to kind of like a dog looking over at that. It's something very exciting. As the raccoon and Atta begin to look like eye to eye, the raccoon's spikes kind of jet up before Dane says, I think it's all right. I think he's a friend. Don't worry about it, little one."
Otto will flare up his wings.
As they both kind of try and intimidate each other back and forth. Roll an intimidation for Atta.
All right, give me 1 second to get over to his stat.
As you hear the sounds of plates being taken off from a table that none of you all hear, but there's nice D&D in noises. Team?
Non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. The raccoon's spikes go up, however, as with most animals, size matters as the wings jut out in front of Ata as the raccoon kind of scurries itself away. The dwarf... Oh, you scared the raccoon? Oh, I thought nothing could scare that little one. Hey, good on you, little one. As he bashes his mug against the side of Ata in a playful manner, as Ata kind of looks over at him and growls back at him like, "Yeah!" But before Ata says, "Thank you,"
He says thank you.
oh, could have fooled me. He's taking another sip of his ale. He says, "Put your pin on, lassie," pointing over to you, Zinnia, and let's hear the story.
How do I put in my pin? I have no blood.
Oh, right. I hadn't thought about that. Matter of fact, do we have any? Oh, man, I haven't seen any Unwillings in these parts in a while. I never thought to stop and ask him. Donar, do you know? He's like, he sets up the other ales and drinks. He's like, hell if I know. Still got my skin on me. I don't know. Maybe try. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. What are you gonna do? Zinnia, team?
Just gonna study Team up and down and just like, dude, I really don't know.
This is weird.
Robert
Can't-
says, can I give him some of mine? I know it doesn't work that way.
Do you have any local shamans or anyone that knows about my people?
Shoot, I can't say that I do in this town. We have my shaman, it's American, up in the mountains to the north. Orcbane's his name. He's quite good at what he does. You might be able to ask him for some help.
You know what, Robert? Here. And Team's gonna hold out his open hand and like one of the tarsals in his hand. He's like, put a drop of blood there.
Where his is still kind of bleeding from his muscle there, he basically just wipes some of it off and puts it on your bone. As the other one's like, I don't quite think that's going to work that way.
I
Before
whip
you...
out one of my daggers
Ah.
and then like stab it into the bone and kind of give a small twist so it like mixes in with the bone.
With the bone marrow there as you take some bone dust. Zinnia, you're freaking out a little bit like, whoa. It's hard to heal bones as you kind of grind up some of the blood and mix it in with the powder from your bone. So you just kind of slop it in there like a big sludge, dropping like a pin in the mud as you do so. Little sparks kind of fly out of the end of this, purple little bits of arcane magic, trying to connect to something, enough blood to make something happen before you hear, is it almost like as if something is sealed shut. You don't know what happened, how it happened, if it worked, if it didn't. However, it seems to have completed its task.
Did this work?
They look over it. It looks shiny. Sure. Just put it on your cape or something. I don't know. It's not that big a deal. Just
Good
don't give
job,
it to
team.
anybody. That's the main thing. It's you. Where are you putting yours?
I have little dangly bits that come off the chest plate.
Okay.
Like little blue little pieces of fabric. I'll
You-
get to one of those.
Attach it to one. As y'all are walking now, you'll always kind of hear kind of a faint kink, 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 as the metal clasps against his breastplate there. Zinnia?
After that is all situated, I'll just gently get mine and poke my claw,
So you
and then I just put it in my sash.
put it into
Over
one
my
of your
heart.
lioness jelly bean paws as you put it there and attach it onto the sash, onto the side as it goes over you.
Yeah, just right there.
Oh, look, it's like you were made to hold those pins. Get it? Because they're tied to you with their... you get it. All right. Let's hear the tale.
Wow.
Is anyone? Regale me. You
All
seemed
right.
so eager before.
So are we all sitting down?
Do you think I need to be?
For sure, mate. This is gonna take you on a bender.
All right, as he
Probably
reaches
get like
over
a
to
whole
grab
bunch
a
of drinks
chair.
ready too, because there's gonna be a lot of drinking to celebrate everything we did.
There's a patron sitting in it currently. As he's like, "All right, hey, no, get off. I need this." He says. As he's like, this guy seems to have some pull in the inn here. As he hops up over onto the stool and says, "Regale me!" As right there, we're gonna
Even the God of
pause.
Chat's gonna join us in drinking in the feverish amazingness of this story.
Oh, of course they are. But we're going to pause there because this seems like a good time for a break. It is 8:54 currently.
Oh,
Let's have
wow.
a 6-minute break as we'll come back at 9 o'clock. So in 6 minutes, we will hear Salt's regaling of the tale. And we will also give away the first set of dice. So if you haven't entered the giveaway yet, ! Lud, we want you to win some dice tonight, guys.
Do it.
Yay!
Woo! Right.
It's already 8:54.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in 5.5, 6 minutes. So go ahead and go to the bathroom if you need to, because I do. Right. Welcome back to the Red Wagon Inn post-break. Let's give us away some dice. Remember, tonight for the first set of giveaways, we are doing this bad boy here, which, Bree, you affectionately called the blue ones. What do we call them again?
Penguin Paradise.
Penguin Paradise. I love it. So, if you have yet to enter, maybe 30 seconds left, make sure you do your ! Lud, because it is a beauty of a set here that we're giving away from the lovely Fortune Favors, Bree. So, thank you for providing that one. The lovely Fortune Favors, Bree. Right. Make sure you get those ! Luds in, and then afterwards, we will show the next set that we'll be giving away at the last half of the hour, the Emerald Plague, or Everyone's Nightmare that we called it, World Enders.
A bad time.
A bad time. This dice is called a bad time. Fantastic. Well, I think that's probably pretty good. You ready to do the giveaway, Brie?
All right, let's do it.
Drum roll.
Entries are closed. And our winner is
Angriest Joker.
Angry Joker.
Woo! Congratulations,
Angriest
Joker.
there is.
Fantastic, Joker. I hadn't seen that name in the stream before, so congratulations to them. Awesome. This could be first time for them joining, or I could just have never noticed.
They're lurking.
Could be a quiet person.
It's just a bot.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It's part of the God of Chat.
That's what it is. The God of Whispers. Right. So you win this fantastic set here. How about we get that giveaway going on that second set, the World Enders, or A Bad Time, as we're calling them here. So this is the set that we'll be playing for the second half of the giveaway. So whenever that giveaway goes live, you'll see it in the chat. Make sure everybody enters for this one, the second set of dice. Again, from the lovely Brie from Fortune Favors. There we go. Right. So where we ended off last time pre-break, let's continue with that. The dwarf himself seemed to have just said, all right, well, regale us.
So, as we start, we want to organize to get as many drinks as possible on the table, ready to be drunk, as well. So, like, get the barkeep just keep bringing over drinks.
Yeah, you currently have 2 full mugs of ale that they have brought
No,
over.
2's not enough.
All right, sounds good.
16 plus 4.
So he's like, all right, well, like, I can bring you more, but it's going to cost you more than just ale.
Didn't you just give us a big bag of gold?
I did. I can take some gold from that. That's fine. Let's see.
Team drinks too.
As it goes down through your
Because this is a story for the ages, and you need to have a lot of drinking ready.
your bones as it pours down. He's like, I can give you something harder if you'd like.
Thanks, Verity. This is going to be so bad. Well, the God of Chat has positivity on us.
I can give you something harder if you'd like.
Bring us lots of harder.
Shots, 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 shots.
The hardest
shots.
you've got.
As you start yelling, shots, 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 everybody around the bar looks over and is like, oh, shots, 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 as everybody starts to join in on this, trying to get you all to do some shots. As he's like, all right, all right. As he reaches into the bag and pulls out 5 gold, and he sets up a bottle that
We'll have
seems...
5 more.
Okay. As he
And 5 more again.
looks over at the rest of you like, are you okay with this? Zinnia gives him the head nod, and specifically he cares what Zinnia thinks as he reaches in 5 more and 5 more. So that's 10. He takes 50 gold out of the pot that you had just given him and brings it back out. And he sets out 10 bottles of rum on the table here. The bottles have a label that goes across them that the label in itself says Captain Phillips Rum. spiced rum. Spiced rum is definitely a delicacy, something that you get as a sailor. So if you ever have been sailing as your character, you may have tried this. This is the premium stuff that you're buying here. He's at 5 gold. You're paying a lot for this. As he sets it out, the label in itself, the whole story of Captain Phillips is printed on it. The greatest captain that ever sailed the seas, searching for the finest spices 7 times around the globe of Asterion. Yada yada. It says on there. But 10 of these are put out as you were saying, like, come, everybody get a drink, as other people in the bar are happy to oblige you. Some of them all take bottles of rums for their specific tables. However, many people have gathered around now to hear this specific tale. The bards have stopped playing. You have attracted the attention from pretty much everybody here within the inn as they come over. Several groups of adventurers all standing around wanting to hear this tale as they're passing out small little shot glasses. Some people just drinking straight from the bottle, saying,
Well, tell us the tale, come on.
I'm going to start playing my drum really softly, and I'm going to give bardic inspiration to my brother.
ooh,
I'm going to order a fish for my penguin, and I'm going to get him out and just say, you just be where you're comfortable, my little dude.
She looks over at you and's like, it's a start, as he starts eating some of the fish off to the side. Right.
Zinnia's gonna,
The drum beat starts.
and Zinnia's just gulping her beer and taking a couple shots too, and just like, all right, let's go.
So there we were, looking at the mystical wall of quests, and we'd found the quest that we'd go on.
Aye, skip to that. We want to hear what you did and how you got the star from the dragon. Is everyone,
Drink!
Drink! You yell out as everybody slams it back. More rum gets poured as you're doing this.
And as we did, we found the most amazing adventurer. Her name, you know it more than once. Tink!
As Tink...
Drink!
Tink, drink! As she kind of not one for the limelight, everybody drinks back at her and kind of slams shot glasses together. Tink, drink! Tink, drink! As everybody shoots back at this, she's like, oh my god. As you all are continuing to regale.
So we set out from this amazing town of amazingness. I mean, look at you all here. This is a town full of real adventurers. And we set out from the town.
Drink!
Drink. Everyone's like, oh, all right. As they slam it down. To the dragon!
To the dragon! And we headed into the forest. And what did you think we found? We found a tree that we had been destroyed by this dragon. It was like flat. It was insane. It'd been burnt. It was so scary.
Drink!
So, some of the lighter weights in the thing are like starting to all. Zinnia, are you drinking along with them?
Oh yeah, and more.
Robert definitely is, as is everyone else. Team, you don't really have a problem with this. Salt, Summer, are you drinking along with them as well?
We're doing our drinking.
Gotcha.
Which, yeah. We
Zinnia?
wind up the crowd, but it doesn't drink.
You're starting to feel it. This is 4 shots in a solid 1 minute time period. Salt, as you continue to regale.
So of course, we had to find out where this dragon was. But lo and behold, the dragon's minions approached. They were kobolds abound, and we fought them. It was slash and slide until the kobolds lay dead.
Drink!
Everyone, drink! As this time everybody, yeah, finally hearing some killing and something going on. They all shoot back. Whew, right. Yeah, continue.
And there were spoils to be had, because kobolds, who are minions of dragons, have lots of spoils, and so lots of extra drinks because of it. Yeah!
Drink! Drink! Drink!
Many of the younger adventurers are all keen to get drinking. Some of the older ones who are just here for dinner are like... Zinnia, I need you and Robert to make a Constitution save.
Okay. 17. 18.
18. You and Robert sitting off to the side, clinging drinks next to each other. Jeez. looks at you a little wobbly as you're doing a little bit better than he is.
Water, please. Can I? 2 waters. 4 waters.
Tonar, not having drunk through all this, is like trying to constantly like get people more glasses. He's like, hold on, this is so fast. Salt, you can continue.
Tona, you're not drinking with us? Blasphemy!
Everyone turns over and says,
And I start
Tonar!
chanting, drink, 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 catch up, drink, drink, drink.
He's going to roll a persuasion on that. Salt.
I beat the drum in time with drink, 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 drink.
That's a good roll. Persuasion is sitting at 22.
Solid as Tonar's behind that. He's like, no, I have to work, and everyone's like, drink, drink, drink. As he stands up on the table. He's a showman himself. He says, you want to see an orc drink? As everyone, yeah. So he's like, he grabs one of the bottles and pops off to the side. As he starts leaning back, as everyone says, Tonar, 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 Tonar. Tonar! As he slams the glass down onto the ground, everyone, yeah! As he hops off to the side of it and looks over at you, Zania, with a little bit of a wobble. He kind of gives you a wink and a finger gun, but, Right, that's how an orc drinks. Continue your story.
All right, while this is all happening, if either samurai notice anyone who's not drinking, let us know so we can encourage them to drink.
Okay, sounds good.
Peer pressure.
Yeah. So we had the loots, and then we continued up to fight the mighty dragon and get the Star of Awesomeness. And
Everyone
we approached
quietly listens now.
of what you would think would be a simple cliff face, but no, the dragon had modified it so.
Drink, drink.
Everyone's very quiet. Drink. As everyone slams on the tables quietly. No one's saying a word now. Waiting. Finally thinking they're going to get to hear something from the dragon.
I'm so gonna get GF5 for the next sentence.
Zania.
You ready, Rybonator?
Hold on. Zania and Robert need to take another con save.
I'm fine. Oh, 12 plus 1, 13.
Robert drinks back and he says, those fucking cliffs. As Robert falls back with his...
Robert.
falls, slams on the ground. He's
Okay,
not the
Zania, I
first
got
to
him.
do so.
I'm gonna grab Robert and just kind of like prop him up.
As he looks up those
He can lean on my shoulder.
sturdy cliffs, team. Sturdy
I know
cliffs.
they were the worst, friend. These cliffs. Oh.
Dirty cliffs. They hurt poor Tink. As Tink looks over with her drinks like fucking lightweights, as she sits back and slams it onto the ground. Right.
Okay, those cliffs can't hurt you anymore.
But they're so tall. Salt, continue.
Is alcohol on the table still sufficient, or should we order some more?
You're gonna need some more soon. The majority of this room is actively listening.
Some more bottles! Who wants more bottles?
Everyone kind of groans, yada yada. Before Tonar's like, more bottles.
It's on the dragon!
As it's on the dragon.
As in, like, the dragons afforded to pay for all the drinks.
So, okay. I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're saying Robert is paying for all this?
No.
Gotcha.
Don't you put that on my boy?
Tonar leans into the bag and just grabs a handful of gold. He probably somewhere around the right amount. He's just not carrying now. He throws it to the side. About another 50 gold worth as he brings out more bottles. You can see here some of the elvish folk, like, as they just pass the drinks forward over to everybody else. The elves kind of refraining a little bit from the rest of the drinking going on. However, the orcs and the dwarves are having none of it. Dane, the dwarf with the big, tall, whatchamacallit, mohawk, is looking over at you like, all right, let's keep going with it. As he pops open his own ale and begins drinking it down. Next, dragon, let's hear it.
For sure! But you should finish a drink with me, Dane, and down a drink.
I cannot finish the whole bottle, but not the way you
Dang.
keep asking us to, but I will keep drinking.
Call yourself an adventurer.
Roll a intimidation.
I'll
Done.
make the drums be more
he's doing that,
aggressive.
can
this
I-
way.
Bum-bum-bum.
Grab the bag of gold and like slide it towards me.
Totally. You grab the huge bag. This is heavy. As you pull it off, you're like, oh, dang, this is a huge hunk of
I
gold. You
reach
set it
out,
onto the
take
side.
10 more coins out, and put it on the table, and the rest I'm gonna put by Ada in my chest.
You-
Close the bag.
This is a large bag. As you try and put it in, you try and stuff it up there. Ata now cramped inside your rib cage. She's
Sorry, Ada. It will be out soon.
You set out 10 more pieces of gold to Tonar as he's looking kind of cartoon swirly eyes as you're like, sorry about this, as you slide it over onto the table. As Robert's like,
Sorry, not sorry.
still crying
Now-
over your shoulder.
Summer and I have done this before, so the beats are getting faster and everything else. So we're trying to keep the encouragement of everyone drinking, being the ultimate goal. And feel free if you need us to roll anything to try to keep that crowd drinking like crazy.
All right, well, what was your intimidation?
Intimidation was 19 plus 2, 21.
As you're like, I thought you were an adventurer. He goes, aye, you might have thought that, but you're the one who just got in the guild. Keep telling your story.
Oh damn!
Remember, you
All
still
right.
have bardic inspiration.
I do, but I think we're gonna need that when we have to leg it. No pre-requirement ready. All right, and so then we scaled these cliffs as you would when you're approaching a dragon. And approached the. Thank you, Summer. Drink.
As Dane says, alright, hold on. Give us a reason to drink. You just climbed some cliffs. Cliffs aren't dangerous.
Whoa. Whoa, let me tell you about
Little
cliffs,
do you
right?
know.
So where is Tink? Bring Tink over. And Tink survived 2 cliff attacks. Look at her.
Hey,
She's just barely walking at the moment.
You hear the voice from a Dwarvish. What do you mean, a cliff attack? What's a cliff attack?
One of the most dangerous things you'll ever approach, right? They get you left and they get you right. You're standing there and before you know it, you're at the bottom in pain. We
Hey.
met one in the desert. These cliffs around the dragon horde, they're dangerous, man.
Wait.
Like-
A female
Steady.
voice speaks up. Do you mean that you all fell off a cliff?
They're alive.
Well, not all of us did.
You should Tink fell off a cliff twice. As everyone in the bar it laughs.
I join in the
Tink
laughing.
there. As her cheeks begin to get a little bit red as she looks at everybody, being that she's still a barbarian, as she points up to them and says, "Laugh one more time, and I'll hit you with my hammer."
To also be fair, I think it was the hammer's fault why she fell.
It's a big
Go on,
hammer.
just
You don't
fine.
want to be hit by it. As she kind of holds it up, as everyone's like, "Oh, hold on here."
You know, every good
Cliffs.
story
They get
needs
all of
humor.
us when we least expect it.
as
The cliffs.
Drink.
no one raises their glasses at this. They all kind of look at you, and there's now suddenly a silent pause in the crowd. You feel like you're beginning to lose them.
Oh, jeez, tough crowd. Well, look, guys, if it's too much for you right now, we can always continue this later. But seriously, I thought we were all getting really involved in this.
You hear a voice from the crowd. You look over to the side. Just a human man with some daggers on his side. He looks over and says, "Yeah, well, we might have been, but all you've talked about is killing some small kobolds and falling on cliffs. So, is this all you did?"
True. And I put my hand resting on top of the star.
Do you know
True.
what
That's all I've talked about so far because you're here to talk about the star.
Right, and you're not talking
you
about
see,
the
what's
star.
a good
Get
adventure
onto the
entail?
star.
Well, okay. All right.
You hear several
Right.
people.
You know what?
Star.
We walked up to the dragon's horde, we grabbed the star, and we are here now. Is that what you all want? Is that all you all want? Done. And then I just sit down.
Salt sits down as everyone. You hear murmurs
Salty.
from the rest of the cloud. Salty, goddammit. As everyone in the crowd kind of. So you just. God.
You guys didn't want to hear a story. You just wanted to hear dirt and blood.
We wanted to hear a story, but we wanted to hear a
Aw.
good one. Something worth listening to.
And it wasn't good. You weren't enjoying yourselves. You weren't drinking. You weren't having fun with the music. Unbelievable. This is worse than that crowd in Oasis.
You are getting a free show from a circus performer and you don't even understand how great it is, and you are underappreciating the musical effects and the storytelling, and you know what? You don't appreciate and don't deserve the story anymore, so there it is.
Zinnia, if you don't have a point, please take one.
Cool, thanks.
She's there. It is.
Yeah,
Both.
we hadn't even got to the talking penguins. Jeez.
Zinnia, roll a persuasion at advantage with Salt helping you.
All right. Ooh, dirty 20 again.
Hey, solid. Everyone kind of says, all right, but just put some flair on it, but get on with it.
There was flair. No. What have you done? I need a drink.
There's literally tons of bottles around you.
I'll
Do you
grab
know-
one and just like sulk a little bit.
Do you know what makes a dragon, especially a green dragon, angry?
As everyone
Is
kind of
when-
stops again. What?
When you mess with its horde. And I'll tell ya, when we killed those tiny kobolds, as you say, that made that green dragon real mad.
Yeah, right. Now we're getting somewhere. Tell us, what next? What happened?
Do we like a mad dragon?
We love a mad dragon, is everyone in here? Yeah.
Drink!
Right. What did the dragon do?
Well, the dragon saw us. The dragon saw us coming, and there was no sneaking into that lair. No, we had to run. We had to leg it
It saw you.
up that mountain.
You ran right up the mountain with the dragon seeing you.
Straight to it. You know it.
How did you make it up?
Quickly.
If you hear a loud chuckle,
cliffs.
everybody.
The cliffs. We've been telling you about the cliffs. Come on.
This is how you
follow.
take on a green dragon.
All right, I
You
see.
go
I see.
unexpectedly
And
through a scaled cliff.
If you think climbing a cliff is easy, you try it with a dragon on your tail.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry about the cliff talk earlier. I'm into it now. I understand. That's the type of
To the
information
cliffs!
we need. As you say,
Drink.
fine, to the cliffs. As they take another one back. Zinnia, another con save.
I'm still patting
we-
Robert. He's like,
Can we get a
"Don't-
read of the
don't
room?
listen.
How many are we
These cliffs."
about to have drop off?
Yep. Roll a perception.
16.
16. Zinnia, you're starting to feel something here, but much more, and you're gonna have a solid sleep and a rough awakening.
Team's gonna reach over, grab Zinnia, and just like lean her on top of Robert and just start like patting them both.
There's this kind of
Okay.
solid group hug going. Robert holding both of you there. He's like, I love you guys. I don't fall off
gonna-
anymore. cliffs."
She's gonna fumble for some water and for sure spill some on her and Robert.
As it goes over, Robert looks over. He's like, "Are you crying?" I'm so thinking the water is your. I'm sorry, Zinnia. I'm sorry. Here.
All right.
Have another drink. As he hands you
Take a
over another one.
picture.
I immediately grab the drink and set it back on the table.
She grabs it out of your hand and pulls it over. Salt, Summer, continue. Salt, what was your perception?
14.
You've lost a few people at this that are just kind of waiting for, a real story to happen. And some of them have come back at your hearing this. You've got probably about half the room listening to you now.
All right. So at this moment, I jump on the table.
Okay.
So we approached the cavern of the dragon, and it was not there. That's right. It was out searching for us from the dead kobolds, because distraction is one of the ways to go. We found a tunnel leading down,
A tunnel.
silver lining everywhere. And we knew something was at the end of it, beating, waiting for us. As he goes softer.
Summer,
We approached.
you use some magic to kind of whoosh around, kind of lighting up some of the fires, making them almost silvery around you.
We approached the core to discover the fallen star. But it was not over.
Smack on the
For-
star to the side.
To find the star, and we did. Drinks all around.
You say, and we did. Drinks all around. Everyone's just paused, currently mesmerized, waiting for you to continue.
Perfect. Which we also enjoyed. We then had to figure out how to get it past because the green dragon was reapproaching. It felt something was off. So Tink in her amazing manipulative style of finding a tool for everything, managed to grab it and pack it away. True superstar.
Tink holds up the star in her hand.
At
And
that
then
moment, I'm
we-
gonna like materialize with minor illusion, like a green smoky dragon that's
Ooh.
kind of wisping up and around.
It goes like up and over the star, almost standing on it like a dog on a soccer ball from a YouTube video or something. As it's sitting currently on top of the star, you make a very small replica of Ithka, very much like the tiny dragons in Harry Potter's Goblet of Fire that they pulled out, standing atop the star. What are you doing?
And we were trapped. The dragon between us and you.
In the tunnel, in the tunnel.
We had to think of something.
And
So we stood up, face to face with the dragon.
you fought. You were near
No,
Ithka.
no. Not just fought, and he rips off his shirt with this giant freaking scar down in his arms. We fought valiantly, but to no avail, because I'm sure you all know, dragons are not an easy creature to defeat.
Aye.
We used the one thing that dragons never expected. Do you want to know what that one thing is?
Aye, we want to know what the one thing is.
Do you want to know what that one thing is?
Aye.
Do you want to know what that one thing is?
Ah, is it the rest of the crowd gets cheering in?
We used our wits! That's right. We used our wits. We had her where we wanted her because, unbeknownst to her, I point to Summer to jump up with me. Summer had snuck up next to her eggs.
I
The
turned
thing a
myself
dragon
invisible.
loves the most.
Do you cast invisibility?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that spell slot still?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You whoosh. Suddenly Summer disappears as everyone. They're waiting.
And
Can I
we
hold
were
the
at a
hat?
faux pas. What
And
could the
reach in?
dragon do at the potential ire of its brood? What could we do without getting out? And so we pauses for dramatic effect.
Yes,
That's my
yes.
excuse.
I'm gonna put my
We-
hand into the hat and start lifting out as much as I can the egg.
Okay. Roll me another strength check to see if the hat rips.
This is what I want to do bad on, isn't it? So a 4 is good.
4 is good. I'm hearing Team try and say something, I think, but you're maybe muted. Okay, no, okay. I just saw your face. As suddenly, as you're like, you know what we did? A dragon egg materializes, and boom, now it's heavy weight. You're unable to hold it, Summer, as it boom slams onto the table, falling down onto the ground. Boom, 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 as it slides off onto the side. As everyone looks suddenly stunned, looking over at you. You stole Ithka's eggs?
We stole Ithka's eggs. Mm-hmm.
And that is why you should never mess with an adventurer from the Red Wagon!
Everybody around, yeah! The dwarf that you were talking to, however, is kind of stunned and silent for a minute. But everybody else, yeah! All around, many cheers. Even Tonar, hey. As
And then
we're all
I
cheering.
I whisper really quickly. I reappear and whisper really quickly. And then it took the sun spear.
Wait, you say what now?
And then it took the sun.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm more asking what you said, not the character.
Oh, I said, and very quickly and as unaudibly as possible. And then it took the sun spear.
This seems to go by their ears. They don't really hear this. They don't really know what's going on. However, Team, on your shoulder, Robert cries out, yes, we had to give them the
It's
kiss."
okay, my friend. It's a shush, 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 shush. Those cliffs cannot hurt you anymore. Shush, 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 shush.
What did he say?
He said he is worried about the cliffs.
Question,
Team, roll a deception. Summer.
Ryan. I have a spell called Gift of the Gab,
Uh-huh.
which allows me to. It says when you cast this spell, you skillfully reshape the memories of listeners in your area so that each creature of your choice within 5 feet forgets what was said in the last 6 seconds.
If you want to.
Now, it is usually something that I cast on myself. Can I cast it on Robert?
Is you wanting Robert to forget that he said that, or forget that you said that?
I want people to forget that Robert said that.
Okay. Let me look up real quick Gift of the Gab.
It is... it usually is something that you just cast on yourself, I believe.
It's a reaction. I would say that you could definitely do that. Why not? Rule of cool.
I did roll a 16 plus 1, so 17.
That's my last spell slot.
Okay. As team, you say like, no, right, the cliffs. That is what I'm talking. He was talking about the cliffs. As Summer, you quickly whoosh, turn from your invisibility and cast a bunch of sparkles and say the cliffs, trying to get him to everybody to forget what was just said. Right. Let me do some.
I will then try to shift everyone back to Zania and say, and that is the axe from the dragon as ultimate proof that we
Zania,
bested her.
You like flex on it. You're kind of holding it over your shoulders. Like, wait.
And I'll say we bested her. I'm not say we killed her or anything else.
You bested Ithka in combat.
You have her axe, you have the eggs, and you have the star. What more do you need? And I sort of like put a little undertone under it, sort of saying, if you really question us any further, you're the idiot, or you're the dick.
Roll a persuasion at advantage with all your evidence. Bless you, Brie.
I'm using Bree dice.
Thank you. No, don't.
That's a nat 1 and an 18.
Solid advantage.
I'm gonna, I'll take the Bardic Inspiration. I want to go really high on this one.
Okay.
The DC.
Yeah! 18 plus 6 is 24.
24. Everyone looks around. As everyone cheers out heavily, like, Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead! As many people all start kind of, they start clasping hands and running around each other, doing the hokey pokey. It's in celebration for this terror that once was something that prevented them from exploring too far north in the forest into the mountains. As everyone's, Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead!
Well,
Robert, quietly to you, team, not with much chutzpah behind his voice, says, I wish.
As good as dead, everyone!
As good
has left
as
not
dead.
to return.
I'm gonna.
Wait,
I'm actually
Not
stand
here
up
right
with
now.
Robert
Team, you
and
stand up.
come on, buddy. We need to go get you somewhere to sleep, and I'm gonna actively try and leave the inn with Robert.
Team, you start walking out. All right.
I'll go with them. I'll be on Robert's other shoulder because we were kind of just like leaning on each other. But I'm also
Let
like,
us go to the beach.
The three of y'all begin walking out. Salt, Summer, you still attracting everyone's attention. Tinsel, however, sits there on the chair looking at you, Salt, and Summer very, very disapprovingly.
oh no.
not dead.
Oh no.
As everyone's like, Ithka's dead! Ithka's dead!
Guys, as good as dead. As good as dead. Ithka has been banished.
What?
Left this left.
What?
Never. Well, as I told you guys in the story, you can't really defeat a dragon.
Dane comes over
So we
and says,
outwitted her, and she left.
wait, how did you outwit her?
If I defeated a dragon, I'd have a dragon head right here, would I not?
Then what did you do? How did you get her to leave? What do you mean banished?
We've just talked about this, guys.
No, we didn't. You just said that you bested her. What happened?
Maybe you've had a few drinks too many.
Roll a deception.
And I think it's time that we have a bit of a relax. Because honestly, it's not all just about you guys, you know? We've been through a lot. Look at my arm. Alright? My sister's been through a lot. She nearly lost a penguin. And now I just feel like we're becoming just a fanciful look at for you guys.
Look, stop there, Rattling. Nobody's grilling you here on this.
For you. We left the circus for this.
Nobody's grilling you on this. We just want to know what happens. Why are you so defensive?
We told you what happened. We
No,
bested
you
with
didn't.
wits.
Right.
You have a dragon egg right there.
How? What?
Oh,
happened?
if I tell you that, everyone's going to go best dragons, and then we won't be the special dragon besters, will we?
Everyone looks over like,
Do you guys tell everyone your secrets? Or you, with the knives, do you tell people how you get into a lock at night?
I don't steal.
Or you,
How dare
over there,
you?
with the hammer, do you show people how to hit the person in the wrong way so they fall over? No. You gotta have something that makes you unique and individual. Why has this become about us? God.
Dane kind of looks over at the rest of the group and says, right, that's it. He downs his drink and sets it down and says, I want to go have a look myself. See this dragon's gone. Anybody want to come with me?
Look, the dragon's gone.
Yeah, go for it. Go see. There's no dragon anymore.
I
and then
see.
you'll come back and go, we're sorry, guys. And then
But-
we won't even think about talking to you again. Unbelievable.
Like, it might come back.
What
That
do you-
won't come back, sis.
This
We
is the
scared it away.
problem. What do you mean it might come back? Start talking. You stolen dragon eggs, brought them here to Ashburn.
Well,
This is my worry. What
You said we
happened?
stole any dragon eggs. Where are you making up the story? Were you there?
Dane picks you up by the collar, then, Salt, and says, you have dragon eggs, and he kind of like, he throws you around like a doll, literally, and is like, you have dragon eggs right there on the ground. Tell us what happened. Is the town in danger or not, as he throws you
No,
into the
it's
chair.
not. You're more endangering than we are.
You, as he points over to you, Summer, says, what happened? Does the town need to be worried? You have an egg here.
Yep. There's one egg there. There's one egg there. I don't think. Oh no. We don't have to be worried about the eggs.
That's not... What? Why wouldn't we have to be worried about the eggs? You stole a mother's eggs.
She doesn't really seem to care about the eggs anymore.
What do you mean? This is what we were wanting to ask. How did you outwit this dragon to get her to not care about her own children?
She
Don't
has.
tell them, sis. They don't care. They really don't care. They just want us
Shut
for-
up, Salt!
for what we're
As he
good at.
like points his finger at you, says, "I'm getting somewhere with your sister. I like you, but you're beginning to piss me off, little rat man. What happened?"
I'm gonna close my eyes for a second, and I'm gonna just try and pray to the god of chat.
Roll me a
Just for a
percentile.
moment. Percentile?
Yep.
70%.
Okay. What are you asking the god of chat?
What the fuck do I do?
While chat's doing that, how far have me, Robert, and Zinnia gotten?
Are you
towards
actively
the
taking
door?
them to the beach?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They're both kind of stumbly. You have to hold them up as you walk. You're like, oh, hold on. The beach isn't too far. It's maybe about 100 feet from the beginning of the inn. So you've walked them over. As you get near the beach, Robert's like, there's sand between my toes. As he tries to pull his boot off, he falls down into the sand. He's like, oh, whoops. See, stands up.
I'm gonna say, Zinnia, stay here. One moment. And Team's gonna take his hand and like reach it down into Robert's throat and actively try and make him throw up.
You're like, one moment, as a literal bony finger goes down Robert, who's like, what are you doing? Off to the side, into the salty
He's gonna
waters
start
below. As he,
patting him on the back. We need you to get sober, my friend. Sober, Zinnia. You too. Hurry up.
do you go to make Zinnia throw up, or just ask her to do it?
I'm asking her right now.
Okay.
Soon it won't be an option.
I'm gonna get on my all fours and just like try it and then fall into the sand.
You kind of do like the cat little hit, like about to do a hairball thing before you just fall into the sand, and a bit of salt water rushes up and hits you in the face. It's kind of sobering. Maybe that is enough for what Team wants. Okay, a little bit of the salt water that comes up on you has a few chunks from Robert's expulsion as you're right nearby. As you dip your head in another part of the salt water to wash it off on the side. What was that?
Team's gonna do a couple slaps on Robert. Are you feeling better?
Stop it! Stop it!
I got some porridge in my mohawk.
And just here. And he's gonna take like a big handful of water and just
Splash you, Zinnia. It's like a cat getting splashed with water. You hate this.
Oh god.
It's cold. It is nighttime. It is ocean water.
Okay, stop. Oh, stop it. Stop.
Okay, are we sober?
Yes.
Good. Because shit is going down in the inn.
What do you mean?
Salt and summer have gotten us in deep.
Oh fuck, you're right. Oh fuck. She's gonna get more water, clean herself up more, make her mohawk more stand-up-y. Okay.
We need to formulate a plan while we're out here, and hopefully they don't get themselves in too much trouble while we're gone.
What is it they say? Leg it? Let's just leg it to the next town. Let's just...
We need them to leg it, though.
We're going to run. Run.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, what if I make a distraction inside?
That sounds great.
Okay. You'll know when it's gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't know. How are they gonna know when it's gonna happen?
I don't know, but make it worth it.
Okay.
You got this.
Okay.
Keeps like smacking himself
Robert.
on the scales.
On their way back, Team's gonna try and take Robert and leave him with Slip. Is Slip at the forge currently?
You'd have to go there first to see. The forge is a little ways away. Not too far, maybe 100 yards or so.
Zinnia, do you mind if we stop by Slip's?
Oh no, let's do it. Let's do it.
Robert, friend.
Robert's like putting his
you're
boot
going
on
to,
as
you're
you're
going to
running.
stay with Slip for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, you just be safe. Hat.
As y'all are walking
Stay
over there,
here.
you basically do a hi Slip, here's a drunk, hold on to him for a bit as you both run back over to Slip's like, oh, hello, as Robert's like, Slip.
By the way, Team takes out 5 gold and throws it to Slip out of this bag.
Grabs
He's like,
it
Here, just
on his side. He's
hold
like,
on to him for a moment.
Then he suddenly is much happier. Robert, good to see you, my friend. As you two are running back over to the inn. You all run very, very quickly. Zinnia, you are drunk and have not fully sobered up yet. As you're running, you kind of go to the side a little bit. Team, you have to like direct her back before she falls off on the inn. Zinnia, you're like, no, I could go faster this way as you get on all fours, trying to do like a lion run. And she just like stumbles as you're like, no, stand up and go. As you push her forward towards the end. You basically have to hold on to her as you're running over before Team. Zinnia, you're like, the door, as you slam into it and fall face first into the inn, right in the middle of where Summer, Salt, you all were talking to Dane there. As Dane's got his finger pointed at you, as Zinnia falls.
Being held without my permission.
Oh, he's thrown you back down on the bar stool. He's not holding you anymore.
Wait. Also, where's Tink?
Tink is sitting there next to him in the bar stool, looking at them very disapprovingly.
Okay.
Thanks, drunk.
As Dane looks over and says, "What the hell happened, rat lady?"
I think you might be mute.
You're muted.
Oh yeah.
How close is
happened?
the egg to me?
You're maybe about 20 feet from it.
Can I start, like, as I close my eyes, can I start walking towards the egg with the hat out, ready to flip it back into the hat and start talking?
The
Does he
egg.
make any kind of... Yeah.
Okay. As you start walking over to the egg, he's looking at you. You start walking a little bit. He's walking with you. He's like, "Hey." He looks over at Salt. Salt, what are you doing? Seeing your sister kind of
Seriously, man, is this how you treat all your heroes?
I wanna kind of be talking as I'm walking as well, so that I'm not just like ignoring him.
He's kind of walking with you as you're talking. What are you saying?
I have my head down and like with the hat out, start walking towards the egg and say, I wish that we could say that we defeated that dragon and that it was dead and gone, but we are but simple adventurers. Many of you know you wouldn't be able to fight the dragon and tell the tale. And it did take
it took something from us. Something that maybe it thinks is more valuable than its own children. I walk over and slip the egg back into the hat.
Strength check.
4.
4. Solid. As you quickly slide the egg back in, you're like, "Eh, as maybe a little bit more worthwhile than its own children. As you slide it back into the top hat there, as he's like, what would a dragon possibly value more than its own children? This is what you have me worried for. Ashburn has been through enough the past century. I'm just worried about the town.
It's vanity. Something that will make it feel like it's better, faster, stronger.
Just what is it?
We used our wit. And if that's not good enough for you, then
It's
seriously.
not. It's not. You spin circles. You're a... I don't
Summer,
like you anymore.
Sorry.
You seem to be speaking truths, rat lady. What is it?
I have not lied to you once.
What did Zania say?
Oh, is Summer edging back towards
Yeah,
where?
they're kind of edging towards the door for sure.
Yep.
Okay. And Tink is still on the seat.
She's looking over. She's very much like, if you don't tell him, I'm going to tell him, in her looks.
We put up our best fight. We took the eggs to save the future so that 3 more dragons cannot terrorize this town or this world. But she, as I said, took something from us. A weapon. I'm going to start backing out until
Our
I'm
favorite weapon.
While that's happening, can I talk to Tink and just like pull her aside?
Yeah, you
And
walk over to Tinka. She's like, you've been gone long. This is not going well for them.
Yeah, I had to clear my head a little bit. Hey, so where did you say that person was that can raise the dragons?
Oh, Mabel, in Novigrad.
Mabel in Novigrad. And how far is that?
It's on the other side of Asterion. It's quite a ways, but definitely a trek worth making. She's very good.
What a good session list Drew has his hands in his hands.
Hey, can I actually talk to you outside? Talk to you. I'm still kind of drunk. I'm so sorry. Can I talk to you outside about something real quick?
Yep, no problem. She's walking by as
So,
she kind of takes a look at Summer and them, shakes her head. She walks with Zania and Tehm, I'm assuming, outside the inn.
Gonna let her lead, and I'm going to assume that our conversation ended the same time Summer's conversation ended, and then as Tink leaves the Red Wagon Inn, I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud inside the the tavern.
I'm going to pause it there because Summer's hasn't quite ended yet, but I know that you were prepped to cast Fog Cloud. Summer, you said a weapon, and he's like, hey, what weapon could she possibly want?
A weapon that we will retrieve. We will make this right.
Okay. What weapon?
She has the spear. And then I'm just gonna slip out.
She has the spear as Zania cast Fog Cloud, filling the inn with blinding amounts of coverage to where nobody's able to really quite see within the inn. Zania, you load it up. Summer, you take this as your opportunity. Salt as well. What's everybody
Leg
doing? Legging it? Okay. You hear the loudest, like, muffles as everyone's like, what the fuck? You hear Dane, like, the spear. As you're running out the inn, you hear, do you mean the sun spear? As y'all close the door and hoof it off.
Hey, Tink, this way. This way.
Tink,
I'm running to Robert.
Tink pauses and stops. She's like, I'm not running with you. This is my home. This is my home base. We had to tell them at some point.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly.
Tink is stopped and stood at the front of the inn. She's not leaving with you all. You're currently kind of paused to talk to her. Are you going to keep talking or running?
Did
I'm
we get
with
paid
Tehm.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
he's
got
in the
Penguin.
hat.
Great.
Okay. And I just turn around and I follow everyone else.
Okay. As Tink stops and she's like, "What?" Then you begin running. She's like, "This was stupid!" As she yells to you all as you run off down
Have you
the
met us?
as you run down the pathway heading towards Slip's knots, where Rarber is sitting currently next to the forge. Slip has him a small cup of coffee off to the side as you're running up quickly. You look back, and it seems like Dane and a few others have run outside the inn now. You can barely see as you get up to Slip's knots. So Slip says, "Hi, how's it going?" Rarber's like,
Back so soon?
We gotta go.
Slip, what's the quickest way out of town?
Slip's like, it's, well, there's the eastern gate or the southern gate. If you're going back to Oasis, you can go south.
Nope. We're
Quickest
not
way
going
out.
back there. We cannot go there either.
Well, the eastern gate takes you to the rest of Asterion. As y'all are conversing and being slow, you can see in the
Let's
distance
go.
Dane and the others are running quickly. Dane seems to have a hefty pace behind him as he's running very, very fast.
Like,
Like
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
Robert said,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Slip." Slip's like, "Bye. Thanks for the go." As you all begin running easternly towards the other half of Ashburn, which you have yet to see, sprinting your way through town as quickly as possible. Is that still the plan? Just heading east, heading to the gate?
We're always legging it sometimes.
To clarify, we didn't do anything like illegal, right?
No,
Just-
you all are absolutely making it worse, but you've done that now, so...
But we didn't do nothing illegal.
Nope.
We just did something awkward.
Yep. And if somebody, suddenly does
yell
a
at that.
poofy run...
We didn't do anything illegal. It was just awkward.
We come to your town, we make everyone pissed off, we leave. Oasis, check.
True space.
Just like, I did not plan for this.
Oh, just what the fuck?
What do you want
What
to
the
do,
fuck is
Drew?
wrong with all of you?
Team looks over like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? As Robert's like, I agree. Why are we running? I just had so much to drink.
How about you stop letting the 6-year-olds run the party?
All-
Fucking ancient dude over here. It takes him an
Y'all are running and arguing back and forth, heading towards the eastern part of town. You're passing by several people who are
Team's gonna
hard
stop.
carting
He's gonna
horses.
stop running.
Team stops running. Robert also does. He says, "Oh, thank God." He also stops. Zinnia, Somersault. You see
What
them
in the
stop
actual
running.
fuck are we doing? No. We're not running
Leg
away
in it,
from
I don't
our problems. No. We're staying. We will talk this out. No. No.
Someone's just gonna hide behind
You
Team.
just,
Yeah.
both of you, go hide somewhere. Oh
Yeah.
fuck me!
Don't let kids do stuff on their own.
Summer runs behind Team's cloak. Salt, Zinnia, what are you
hide
doing?
behind Team as well.
Salt, you also hide behind Team's cloak. Zinnia.
To be fair, she was probably still drunk, so she's like standing next to team just. Okay. All right.
Robert
Let's do it. Cracking
also-
her neck, cracking her knuckles. Just right.
Stands next to you all as Dane and a few other people from the inn there. Tonar is in tow with Dane, though Tonar's kind of leaning to the side, much like you are, Zinnia. As a few of the others, the man with the daggers on his side and the dwarvish woman come running up next to you all. As Dane stops and he gets right next to you as he looks over at you. Lioness, why did you do that? Where are the rat folk? I need both of y'all to roll me a stealth roll.
No,
Summer
I'm
and
just
Salt.
gonna stick my
I'm just
head
gonna
out.
poke my head
Okay,
out
okay.
this side.
Yep.
He says,
Two little heads stick out on either side.
Why were you dancing around this? This is what I needed to know. This is why I needed to know if the town was in danger.
You
By
hit
the
me!
I did not hit you. I picked you up and threw you on a chair. You're fine.
You
Told you
two
as soon
shush.
as you asked.
You two shush. You, Dane. Yes.
I.
They were scared. They don't know what else to do. Yes. Ithka has the sun spear.
It is just. Oh my
Yes.
lord. Why did you give Ithka the sun spear? Why do you have the sun spear, might I ask?
Listen, that is a different question, but we will get to that later.
Why did you give Ithka the sun spear?
I don't think we really gave it to her.
Summer, shush. We did not have much of a chance. It was either that, or we all die on the mountain.
Honestly, possibly the lives might have been better to be lost here, but then, I don't know, then she might have had the spear.
So then she would have had the spear either way if we are dead, and then she picks it off our cold dead bodies.
Now we have eggs.
We were in shitty situation. We are telling you the truth.
I'm not arguing that you're telling the truth or not.
So
I need to protect my town here.
let us help you protect your town.
Aye.
So,
You've done a bloody
last-
good job so far. Why wouldn't we let you help? Of course, yeah. No, that sounds great. How about you lot?
Absolutely. Why would you let the new adventurers go on a 3-skull thing to get a fucking thing from a dragon? I don't know. You
Tonar
want to
comes up.
argue with
I
me
tried to
about
tell you
fucking
that you
things?
shouldn't have gone on that quest.
Oh, shut up, Tonar, you bitch.
Tonar says, "Hey," as like you two get
we
like
told you.
nose to nose to each other, and he says, "Say that again."
I said, you need to shut up. Dane.
You're a
Tonar,
bitch.
Oh, Zinnia, do you say it too?
She's still drunk because you're.
Tonar looks at you like, I thought we had something here.
There was nothing there.
Oh, she
You're
starts
just a
gagging,
little-
and
Shut
the
up.
alcohol could come up. What? Oh, ew, no, ew. Oh.
We told Tonar about the spear.
Dane looks over. Did they tell you about the spear? Not the bloody sun spear. They just said they had a spear.
Yeah, Kanak spear.
Yeah.
I didn't know Keenak had the sun spear. Dane looks over and, well, who do you bloody think had the sun spear, you idiot?
Why do you have that gold A on your chest then?
We didn't even have A's this morning.
And we know more about the sun spear than you do.
Dane says, all right. Perhaps we should cool off. Specifically, I would like to talk to you, Bone Man. You seem to have both your head on your shoulders.
Yes, we all have jokes. Let us go talk.
I wasn't joking. Yes, let's
I'm
speak.
sorry, I've been around for 100 years. I hear that all the time. It gets old.
Let's come.
Team, you can't see his expressions because he's a bone thing. Team is very irritated.
Dane says, Tonar, go back to the inn, calm everyone down. I need to have a word with Tink later, obviously. The rest of you, go back as well. I just need to have a talk with these adventurers.
In fact, if you wouldn't mind, now that we can all have a little kid, if Tink can talk with us. You four.
I get Tink,
So
bring her
what-
over. Tonar kind of looks at you, team, just does the like... Turns back. Do you flip him off? Okay.
Enough of his shit.
All right. Tonar is gonna walk over to you as if he's gonna pull a fist back, ready to clock you.
I'm gonna stand out from behind and stand next to my team, tail at hand.
Tonar
no.
comes up to punch. Dane says, "Don't be doing nothing hasty now." As Salt, you have your sharp tail ready and aimed.
I would assume Otto would probably take this as a threat too and crawl up on my shoulder.
Ada leans its head out, trapped beneath the giant bag of gold in your chest. You look like an abomination of bones currently. As Tonar looks over, I need an intimidation roll from Salt. Well, it doesn't matter. Dane is the scariest you have ever seen Dane in your life with his nat 20 intimidation roll. As Dane stands up, you begin to see the blue tattoos across his body and chest begin to glow around him. His hair seeming to kind of wobble in the wind that suddenly picks up beneath his feet. As he says,
Something we have
"Tonar."
in common as my tattoos start glowing blue because I'm getting pissed off as well.
Everyone
the
now
chat
standing
use
in front of
NGFY.
drunk Tonar.
I don't like you. I want to fight you sometime. I know that.
He's drunk. He's very much just like, I want to fight you sometime.
Okay.
as he begins walking back with the rest of the group. Dane's tattoos begin to fade from their glow. Team, yours do as well. As Dane looks back over and says, I ought right to have let him punch you for that.
Hey, I deserved it. Let me go talk.
Come with me. As he starts walking off further towards the east, where you all were before, and goes up towards what you can see now that you're further to the east, is a small keep here within Ashburn. The keep in itself is quite large. As you all get closer, it has this wooden, like, double doorway that seems to have been from some sort of nobility here before. And when you get closer to the actual, like, garden way of the keep, there are several bits of flowers, all well maintained here within this keep. The town itself has a lot of reds and blues. They must have an abundance of those type of dyes nearby. However, on this keep, there are red and blue tapestries that go down, mimicking what the rest of the town seems to kind of have as their base of colors. Dane moves over. There's a couple of small stools here in the garden. He takes a few of them and sets them out. This definitely is someone of position in here within the town's keep. However, Dane doesn't appear to go inside. He just sets some tools or some stools out here in the garden. The sun is now thoroughly setting. It's a nice scene with all these very, very large, well-maintained flowers here within this garden or entryway within this keep. It's maybe about 50 feet by 50 feet before you get to the doorway of this now walled-off keep that you're inside here. But you're still outside currently, as Dane says, come on, sit. At about this time, Tink has kind of jogged her way up here to the keep as well. She kind of gives you all a nod. As Dane sets out a few stools there and says, so, I see why now you might have been giving people a bit of drinks, rat folk. But you could have just said something. The sooner we know something like this, the better. This is something that needs to be told to all the guilds. This is bad, you realize that. And you've brought her children here into town. Where do you think she might want to stop first?
Well, we're taking our kids somewhere else. We thought that maybe 3 dragons with a sun spear would be worse than 1 dragon with a sun spear.
To be completely honest about the dragon eggs as well, we threatened to destroy them, and she still left. So what makes you think she would be coming back for them? She completely abandoned them. In fact, we plan on taking these eggs to... what was the name, Zinnia? And he's, like, not having a lot of faith because she's still drunk.
Yeah.
Oh,
The name of the dragon lady.
Ithka. Oh,
No.
nope. Mabel.
I know you already have a point. I'd give you one there. But that was good. Tink also speaks up. Yeah, it's Mabel.
Yes.
It looked like the dragon had other bigger fish to fry than a small village.
Okay, did she say anything? Bigger fish to fry? What do you mean by that?
She's
Like
in the
the-
world.
She said,
From what she said, if
The-
I can remember correctly.
the
Can I
world.
Can I roll a history to recall how well I remember what she said?
Totally. You can, as you're not drunk. Zinnia and Robert definitely cannot. Somersault and Tink could. But that depends
that's
on if the
plus
rats
3,
want to
that's-
give that full bit of information.
It's a 19.
19?
Yeah, I also got an 18.
From
She
what
did
she
say that she
said.
was coming from everyone, from Ashburn and Elfinvale all the way to Ludrith. Right. You understand, I'm not very wise in the way of the world, but I know a map or two. From Elfinvale and Ashburn all the way to Ludrith, that seems to encompass most of the world.
What I need to know first is what is north of here? That is where she flew first.
North of here, there's ocean. There's not many towns here in Elfinvale. She could be headed to the colonies of the Queensland. That could be something. Possibly worth warning them there.
Do you have any way of letting them know, any sort of sending or anything?
I do. We have mages within the guild that can get the message out if need be. This is not... I know I've said this, but I need to reiterate, this is not good.
Yeah, we were pretty aware of that at the time.
Right, and I don't blame you for this. This is... Sadly, it's a side effect of adventuring sometimes. But this is a biggie.
But I mean, like, there's lots of dragons in the world, right?
Aye, there's
They're
not many
always
with the sun
constantly-
spear, though.
Well, I mean, only one really, because there's only one
Someone
sunsphere.
prods Salt with her tail.
Aye.
Ow!
Please, offer them
Go
some
sulk in the
credit.
corner.
From what I understand, they are only 6. They have not had much time on the world.
That makes a bit more sense. How did you come across this sun sphere now?
Oh, I'll be honest with you. We stole it from Kinak.
Did you say you stole it from Kinak?
Yeah. It's an honesty party. Why not?
We just took it. We're really good at taking things.
You... You stole the sun spear? You didn't
Well-
win it honorably?
To be honest, I happen to know the original owner of the spear, and we were trying to return it back to where it belonged.
Kinak's owned that spear for nearly 50 years now.
Yes, but it was not.
Not anymore, I say from the corner.
I bet you're the one who stole it. He points to you, Salt.
You honor me.
I try not to, honestly, I'm trying not to.
The original owner of the spear was Qatar, the Blue Dragonborn. He was the king. It was his spear first.
You talking about in Oasis? There's no kings in Oasis.
Not anymore, but I'm sure there is a resting place for the king where that spear belongs. Not in the hands of Kinak. Definitely not in the hands of Ithka.
Alright, so, perhaps you hadn't heard the legend of Kinak? I don't tell it well, but yeah, that's pretty fucking known. Kinak survived out in the Oasis since he was a babe, a child. He came across the Sun Spear, and he has been a fighter ever since. He is a fighter. He survived in the Scorch from a wee lad. That's why his legend reigns so great. He found the Sun Spear. The Sun Spear didn't exist before him. He made it legendary.
Maybe we could just tell him that the dragon has it.
Yes,
Like,
and
well, I
maybe
mean,
he will
we-
fight the dragon.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
No,
maybe.
Lion has got us nowhere. This is no good.
Well, we
I
don't have to-
appreciate the
it's not
truth.
lying.
Skirting around the
dra-
truth's a bit of a lie, lassie.
Well, yeah.
Look,
Oh, hey, you leave my sister out of this. We didn't like you once.
I'm not...
You
Go ahead.
you know, you ask us lots of questions. We're trying to give you a show. Everyone's happy, and then you just get angry. Like, what am I meant to say? Hi, we took a dragon out by giving her a sun spear and it
Yes,
ran away.
we're on a
Oh,
team.
that's-
You're supposed
that's
to tell
worthy
me
of
the right
drinks, isn't
things
it?
here, Rattling. You're part of the Adventurers Guild. We don't lie to each other now. I'm not an authority as far as the law is concerned. I'm not going to turn you in for stealing the Sun Spear. That's your own time. If somebody asks me, I'll tell them that you did it. Other than that, I have no connections to the law. I have nothing but the Adventurers Guild. You
They're
could have told us
returning the
all.
sun spear.
Are you? Because you gave it to a dragon. You stole it from Kinak. What did
Do
you
you
plan
see
to do
this?
with it?
I didn't
Hold
give it
on,
to
in which
anyone.
it was stolen.
He
from
ripped it
us.
out of my arm, literally.
Right,
Yeah, like Kinak didn't give it to us, but we got it.
right.
So that's kind of the same as the dragon getting it from us, right?
I apologize as he...
Listen, buddy. I stood
stands
there.
up from his
I stood
stool.
there face to face with a dragon. Did you?
Aye, I've
Did
done it
you?
before.
I was holding a spear, ready to protect my sister. And what were you doing? Sitting here drinking?
Aye.
And I go in the corner.
Have you never had a drink before? I have days off, as do you. I'm sorry. He looks at you, team, and Zinnia, and Robert. He's like, I'm sorry. I'd love to help you here, but honestly, your honesty has been refreshing. Your backhandedness and back-alleyness to deal with problems is not something I can deal with. You're on your own. I really wish I could have helped you, but I can't work with such second-hand lies. Best of luck to the lot of you. as Dane is gonna walk away. As Tink says, Dane starts walking after him. As he's like, Tink, I kind of. You start hearing their words turn to whispers as they walk backwards towards the west side of town.
We probably need their help.
Robert looks over to you, team, and says,
It's good. It's about time some truth-telling happens. Good job.
as he pats him on the shoulder,
That was right honorable. Right honorable.
Mm-hmm. You guys, we are fucked.
Well,
You said
yeah.
that before, team.
I think
Say it again. We're fucked.
he might be right on this one.
Also, because he did kind of say he was going to tell Keenak that we stole the sun spear. So, I mean, not to put a
highly
downer
doubt
on
he's
it.
about to traverse through the Scourge to go tell Keenak, who will probably kill him for even telling him. So I highly doubt he will go tell. But if we can make our way out of this town, word's going to travel. If we have all forgotten, the Red Wagon Inn is a chain, and I'm sure what one knows, the others soon will.
But
We have fucked ourselves.
we're in the guild. They wouldn't hurt guildmates, right?
It's not that they would hurt us. It's just the chances of us getting jobs, the chances of us having somewhere comfortable to sleep, that they will let us sleep. We've just unleashed unimaginable fury upon the world. And I don't think that they're going to welcome us in with open arms.
We didn't really do that. We were doing everything we could for this guild.
Salt, come on.
And then
It
they just
doesn't have to
turn
be an
the
on-purpose
tail?
thing, but it was us.
Yeah, but we're meant to support each other. These guys don't want to support each other after one simple mistake.
Do they not? He just said he
Team,
wished you
you've
would have
always
told
been
him.
here for all the mistakes we all make.
Yes, but this is one pretty big. He
I'm sure we
stops
can make
himself
bigger
and he
ones.
just puts his head back in his hands.
I need to have a long sleep, but a long think about this. The god of whispers and shadow could guide our hand here. There's nothing saying that we can't right this wrong. Though, as you said, Salt, unintentionally wronged, but there's nothing saying that we couldn't right it.
Do you think they'll let us stay at the Red Wagon Inn?
I would say we should try to stay at the Black Birch for the night. I'm sure they do not want to see our faces.
I'm just so tired. I just want to sleep.
But with that, we should all sleep in the same room. Less chances of someone getting kidnapped or whatever.
That's a good idea. Let's try and get some sleep, everyone. We can think about this overnight.
Would you all try to go get a room for us? If I can borrow Xenia just for a moment. I have someone I need to go talk to.
Red folk?
Yeah.
as Robert, still kind of stumbling, walks towards the west. Are you guys heading to the Black Birch, the Red Wagon Inn, or are you not going there at all?
Was the
We'll
plan
take
to go?
Robert to the Black Birch.
Okay. You all walk. The Black Birch is, maybe only 400-500 feet from the Red Wagon Inn itself. As you all walk back towards the Birch, going down the pathway, it's kind of a somber walk as you're like, we really screwed the pooch on this one, just kind of thinking internally as you walk. Robert is going to say a prayer tonight, but as you all walk back, Salt, however, you think, I didn't do anything wrong. Team
we took on a
Xenia,
dragon.
what are you doing?
If I can, as soon as we get to in front of the Black Birch, I'm gonna split off and go over to Slip.
Okay. Slip's thing is literally across the road from the Black Birch. Okay. So you all walk back to the Birch as everybody else heads back in. Xenia, he kind of stops you for a second, and team walks you over to Slip's spot. Slip sees you all coming over. As he's sitting there, kind of stopping and eating some lunch. Jesus Christ. Scared the heck out of me.
Sorry.
No worries. It was
Someone
just
take care
so-
of that dog. There are
Shoot
doors.
it. Arrow. Right. Yes, we'll say Slip does have a dog. Good point. Slip has a. What type of dog do you have again, Zinnia?
I don't
I
know
have
which one that
3
was.
mutts. They're mutts. They're all
It's a mutt.
mutts.
It is a very small mutt that Slip has. It seems to be a stray in the town that Slip is just kind of setting out some dog food for as he has a bit of coffee because he still has a lot of work to do for the night and just a plate of some salted meat as you all come up as he says, "Hey, sorry. It seemed like there was a lot of commotion. Everybody was chasing after y'all. Everything okay?"
Team's gonna sit down.
You-
Say, Slip, we fucked up.
You sit down on the stump next to him. He's like, oh, what did you do?"
I pull out the bag of gold and let Otta out and put the bag of gold back in.
Whoa, it seems like, it's okay, if that's a bad day for you all, you did pretty good.
Slip. I don't know. This town, it does not like us right now. We fucked up pretty good.
What happened?
Long story short, there's a terrible creature that is let loose around the world, and it's our fault.
That was you?
Yes,
Dane and Tink were talking about it as they walked. That was you?
yes. Well, it was all of us.
Yeah,
Not just me.
yeah, fucked up is a bit of an understatement there, friend.
So, with that, I have some gold. About those boots.
Yeah, I could make you some boots.
He's gonna pull out 4 of those leather elven quivers and say, "Can you do something with these to incorporate them into the boots?"
You want some green and gold leather? I could do that,
I
yeah.
don't know, something you can make him nice boots. Really should be like Team's like putting his head in his hands, like he's just over the day and the night, and he's just over everything.
You're looking for the Dragonborn's feet, right? I could probably make something. Yeah, if you want
They're
some.
about my size, and he puts out his foot.
See, holds up one of the quivers to your feet and starts
More
kind of
fleshy.
tracing around it. So he's like, "Are you okay, Zinnia? You seem a little bit out of it."
I'm sobering up, to be honest. But I don't know. Do you think you have any advice on how we could make it good with the guild?
Oh, no, not at all. Oh, good lord, you sick to Ithka, the Emerald Plate. As he's like taking a knife and kind of going around one of the elvish quivers. Now you can see he has no sentimental value towards anything. So as soon as you're like, yeah, destroy this, he's like, okay. As he starts cutting things out and around. No, you're on your own there. But I mean, I don't know. Flowers usually work.
I don't think flowers will work this time.
Yeah, you'd need an awful lot of flowers, I guess. He's like cutting out bits and pieces of the quiver. Man, the worst I'd ever done is I stiffed somebody a drink one time. Never sicked a plague on the world. Do I need to move? Am I okay here?
Probably not.
I think you're equally unsafe everywhere.
That's oddly comforting. Thank you. Also, she's like continuing to cut leather out. Says, yeah, I can get the boots done for you by tomorrow. I can work on these instead. Just, since you gave me the leather, just 25 gold.
Gonna pull it out. He has no idea how, like...
You
Is
just
there
reach
enough for
in.
25
Oh yeah,
gold
you
out of
reach
it?
in.
Okay.
You've all given 50 gold so far, but you reach in and grab 25 more out and toss it to him. As he's thanks. These are gonna be fine leather. You've given me some good quality stuff here. That I would charge you less for lesser leather, but this is really good. So you'll have some nice boots ready in the morning.
I'll see you in the morning. Thank you for your confidence.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks.
think really large flowers. He's like goes back to working on the leather there. He says it in kind of a like joking way, but also like no idea how to make this right kind of way. Summer, Salt, Robert, you three walk into the Black Birch. Sun is officially kind of gone down at this point. People are kind of finishing up their meals and mostly just having drink and conversation now as they're all talking here within the Birch. What are you all doing as you come on in?
I grumble a little bit and look at the bartender and go, "Your largest room, please."
Certainly. The largest would probably be 5 gold for the night.
And I flick 5 gold over.
Ding, ding. She kind of grabs them out of the sky as she... Okay. She tosses you over a small brass key as you kind of pick it up. Everyone kind of looks around and is like, oh, big spenders, as the three of you now have a key. She says, it's on the 3rd floor, last room on the right.
We know that room. We head up.
Right. As you walk up the stairs and head on in. You head on up. Once you get to the 3rd floor, again, this is nice oak. It's not quite as nice as the Red Wagon Inn. However, this is nice. As you get up to this brass doorknob, you snuck the key in, open it up. There is a large king-size bed here. This is definitely meant to be like for a husband and wife. There's not multiple beds in here. There is just a like, this is a fancy place to stay. Curtains on the walls, a rug on the ground, seems to be bear skin. There's a dresser on the side. There's enough room for you all to sleep here comfortably, no problem. But as far as bed space...
Is this the same room that had the giant hole between the 2 rooms when we took out the guild?
This is actually the one on the opposite side. The guild that was there, it was... you are literally directly across from where that was. There was only one room you all didn't go in.
Beautiful. Well, at least we know these walls look secure.
As you kind of bang on it quickly, knowing probably nobody is on the other side. As you bang on it, like, yeah, it's thick oak. There's only one window into this room currently, so you can draw the shades for decent privacy.
I go and check on Summer. Make sure she's okay.
I'm going to be kind of gathering linen that I can find and start kind of wrapping it up into like coils. Anything that's not like, would there be like spare blankets or towels? Or...
Yeah. When you go into the dresser on the side, there's definitely like spare pillows and whatnot that you could use. They're not comfortable, but there's solid changing of sheets so that way they don't have to wash every time somebody comes in here and uses this. There's a few that you can kind of make little rat nest cot type things on the ground is what I think you're going for.
I'm going to make 3 and then I'm going to get the eggs out and put them into little kind of nests and like hold around them. I'm going to get a pillow and let Penguin out and give him his space.
I need 3 strength saves.
Yes, you do. 11.
Okay.
7. And 6.
Okay. With the 11, again, you kind of hear a little bit of a stretch of the fabric. Again, don't want to do this too often, but you are able to get all the eggs out as you boom, 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 lay them all down in their small little nests that you've made enough to where they won't really like roll over and fall off in the side as you lay them down on their side as Penguin McCool hops out and says, oh man, I was sneaking a little listen on what happened in the bar, Salt. Quite a performance, but learn when to say nobody.
No.
He kind of chuckles. He's like, ha ha ha, as he kind of steps the stick out.
Good to have you around, Penguin.
Yeah, you as well. So this is where we're at for the night? All right. Robert.
I'm going to kind of start stroking the eggs and sit amongst them and start like chatting to them a little bit.
Oh. Summer, you begin conversing with the eggs. Just what are you generally talking about?
I'm just gonna talk about like I'm really sorry that we've kind of changed your lives forever and your mommy's not there and it's really hard growing up without a mommy, but it's okay because we're gonna take you somewhere where you'll be safe and someone will look after you and you can be good
Someone's going to teach you how to be good.
You can become a Von Trapp like us.
Well, maybe a bit gooder than us.
Robert sits
Maybe a bit gooder.
on the bed and he's like,
There's none better than the Von.
untrapped. I think I'm gonna lay down as he kind of lays down on the bed. Like it's just. He begins kind of whispering as Robert prays to his gods, the gods of whisper and chatter, asking how he should feel about this whole situation. Twitch chat, how should Robert feel about what's been going on? Let me know as I continue to go back. Team Xenia, you walk in to the bottom of the black birch.
Actually, before we even walk in,
Okay.
I wanted to have a side conversation with Zinnia.
Okay, y'all are standing right outside the door then.
Atta's just like jumping around underneath us. Zinnia, we really fucked up.
Yeah, she's like sobering up and realizing what she did. Right? And she's like,
Like, not just with, releasing this into the world. We fucked up in this town. We fucked up with this guild.
we did. I don't know. I feel like I did. You were kind of just on the sidelines, like watching us implode. I don't
I have
feel
to
like.
include myself in on this. It was, I was part of the reason we went in the first place. So.
I mean, what if we tell them we want to hunt the dragon down? I know that's ridiculous. We have bronze pins, but at least
fuck
try to
the pins.
remedy.
We don't do this for them. We do it for us.
I mean, I would like to remedy the situation somehow. I just don't know how I can do it with my current capabilities.
This is not a fight we will win anytime soon.
And I mean, okay, bright side, how long has it been since she's had the spear? Or everything's still standing, so maybe it takes some time for her to cause havoc too?
One can only hope. Just hope well for all these cities.
I mean,
We've changed a lot of lives in the last day. It's weird to think about.
we have.
Most not for the better. I'm just gonna pat her on the shoulder and go ahead and go inside.
Team, you and Zinnia walk in, same black birch that we talked about before. Brief description, several people in here drinking, looking around as the barkeep sees you all coming in and just kind of gives you a nod.
We just had 3 that came in for a big room. We were with them.
Oh, they're upstairs then. They're they just third story, last room on the right. As you do so, there's a tall gentleman who comes walking towards both of you all. He is hooded, but he takes his hood off very, very quickly as he looks over at you and says, I, it's been a while. As he takes his hood off, team, you see another
I reach
Unwilling.
back and look like I'm stretching, but I'm absolutely grabbing a arrow because I have no idea what's about to happen.
Sounds good. You reach back as he's like, he appears to be Goliath in height, however, boned, just like you, team. Marks across his face, spades like a deck of cards, a large one across his forehead here, and a black burn tattoo, 2 on his cheeks, as well as he has big, large leathers and a hood that was over his. I'm sorry, it's been a while. Another Unwilling. It's Spade. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, I am Tehm. It's very nice to meet you.
Forgive me. I have family that's in town. I just stopped in for just some rest, and
Is your family here? It has been ages since I've seen another Unwilling.
Yes, God, please. I'd love for you to meet my wife. A new wife. Met post rising. I'm sorry, Spade. As he reaches out to you, Zinnia, and shakes for a handshake, and does the
Hello.
same thing for you, team. It's nice to meet you. God, we've been traveling for so long. Obervane, not exactly the kindest to Unwilling, but they're all right, I guess.
Seems to be most of the world.
You understand more than most, brother. What is your name?
And he's taking a moment because it's been so long. He's and he points to Ada. Sorry, Team. I'm Team. This is Ada.
Spade. Hello, little one. As Ada speaks,
Hello, nice to meet you.
as he says, it's nice to meet you as well. The first person.
that can finally understand you, Ada.
Ata looks up very excited. Says,
Oh my god, this is the best day ever. Oh my god.
as Spade looks down, he's like, he's a cute little guy. Where were you risen?
Out in the scorch. They arisen me from what I was told to Tehm.
Oh, you're a scorch riser. Wow, so have you been there recently?
Yes, we actually just got out.
I'd love to talk for a while. I don't mean to interrupt what you were doing. Would you mind having a drink with? Well,
I would love to.
Drinks a little bit loose in terms, but would you mind to speak? My family would love to see another Unwilling.
Yes, absolutely.
Zinnia, correct? That's your name?
It is, yes.
Please, I wouldn't want to keep you up. My family's a bit skittish around skinfolk.
Oh, I completely understand.
Would you care if we reminisce for a while?
Of course.
Please.
Zinnia, I will be up shortly. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll have him back to you, bones and all.
Part of me's like, inside check! But it's just like, fat team on the shoulder. Just be like, just let me know if you need any help.
Sounds good. Just gonna talk his head off as he like puts his head off and back on. As you kind of chuckle at this, team, somebody else who has your bony sense of humor. Finally, you get to talk and converse.
It's been so long. If Team could cry, there would be tears.
As he puts his arm over your shoulder, he says, "Come, my boy would love to meet you. A dragonborn, a lizard. This is amazing." And as he begins walking out the door, Zinnia, like leaving you here in the inn currently. Are you gonna head on up to your group, or?
I'm gonna watch them out the window. Just
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
I have trust issues.
Trust issues for my bony boy. As Spade's like walking arm in shoulder, he's like, "So please, tell me how long? Gosh, how long have you been in Ashburn? We've just come through. You see."
As far as Ashburn, we've only been here for, I believe, 3 days.
Zinnia, you're kind of peeking out the window. Spade, so much taller than Team, being a Goliath skeleton, is, shouldered down, but he's kind of like leaned down really close. Like those people who get really right in your face to like listen to something. Those people that you're like, "Hey man, back up," but he's right in Team's face. As he's like, "Just a few days, us as well. I think we just came in tonight, actually. Yeah, sorry. It's been a long road of travel." Zinnia, as you kind of close the window as they begin walking off further towards the eastern side of town.
Where was it you have come from?
Oh, we actually, like I said, we came from Obervane, just trying to travel through. We stopped here before heading on up to Queenstown. We hoping to maybe find some work up there. You don't know of any work around here, do you?
I don't, but I might have someone that might need some help. As he like gestures towards Slip's foundry, he's like, he seems to be the only one that actually doesn't mind us here.
Yeah, y'all, you kind of point back where you came as he's like, "Oh, yeah, I'll talk to him in the morning then. If you know him, I'd love an introduction."
Just let him know Dragon Bony guy sent you his way.
Yeah, that Dragon Bony guy, absolutely. Everybody knows me as Big Bony guy. I get it. Wow, I'm sorry, I've never seen a Dragonborn Unwilling. This is just so. You don't. There's no like indication that he's smiling, but you can just hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
As he's like, "We're staying at the Green Boa. We didn't have money for the Birch or the Red Wagon, so forgive me for the poor lodgings."
Could we have retconned something
Yeah,
a little
totally.
bit? Could I have left the bag of gold with Zinnia?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That's fine.
And I would have taken 10 gold out.
Okay, you pop 10
and
gold
put it
your
in my
pocket.
own coin pouch.
Hands it over to you, Zinnia.
Back in the thing.
Yeah, the back of the thing that you did that. Yellow walking. He's like, it's the green bows. Well, honestly, it's shit, but it's better than just sleeping outside sometimes. They have somewhat safe lodgings. I don't know. It's not a big deal. You get closer to it. You walk for maybe about half a mile, just kind of reminiscing and talking. As he's like, so you're Scorch race. I'm from Okanata myself. A lot of Goliaths up there. It's cold. I do like a little bit warmer on my bones now. I don't know if I did in life or not, but I do now.
This is where I'm having the same issues. Do you remember anything of before you were risen?
Gods no.
Do you remember your life?
No, Goliath, Okanata. I just imagine that I was either solitary, someone part of a group, there, maybe a clan or a tribe. I don't know. Maybe I made my way up to Grokosh sometime, but nothing. It's all blank up here. You? Do you remember anything?
From what I understand, I died many years ago. Possibly even thousands.
Well, damn. You didn't have any skin on you when you came back?
And none. It was just bone and wrappings, and he points to the little wrappings on his horns.
Shit, you're lucky. My whole mouth was stuck by with one bit of muscle still. It was horrifying to look at in the mirror, I'll tell you that much.
I can imagine.
Here, as he holds the door open for you. He's like, after you. Holds the door to the green boa.
Thank you.
You go on in. This is the seedy inn. Half of the tables are kind of wobbly. They use pretty much old barrels to sit on at each of the inns. There's a dwarf with a big scar over his left eye there who's currently polishing up from glasses. There's not many people that are here currently. There's just a few that seem to be drinking up at the bar as he says over. He says, no drinks for us. We're just going up to the room, as the dwarf says. Okay.
Ryan,
Yeah.
before you guys continue this piece, I'm gathering in all this time Zinnia came upstairs.
Yeah.
Yes? Can we have a quick... can we do that quick conversation just to decide if Summer or Salt feel like we should be keeping an eye on Tehm or not?
We'll say right about this time as they're heading up into their inn. That's when Zinnia, finishes watching them, heads on up to the inn, takes her time, knocks on the door as y'all come on in. Zinnia, you close the door behind you. See all 3 dragon eggs laid out in small little nests.
With the green axe on my shoulders, and I'm holding a big ass bag of gold, just
And
like,
Robert asleep on the bed.
okay, cool.
Made it.
Yeah, but Tehm actually put stuff down. He's fine. He actually, he found someone just like him, and they walked off.
Like him? Like a dragonborn?
Oh, like Goliath, super tall, unwilling,
Bony.
bony.
Isn't that super unusual?
Yeah, I was super suspicious of the dude, and they walked away, and I watched them through a window, and I think they're going to the seedy inn in town. But
Ooh, are you worried?
I mean, I trust nobody, so yeah.
You trust us, though. I
course.
give her a hug.
Of course. Also, gold.
As Zinnia drops the large bag of gold onto the floor, it opens up several pieces of gold spilling out onto the ground.
I have an existential crisis. Friends are gold. Friends are gold. Friends are gold.
There's a huge bag of gold that needs counting here at some point.
I look back to Zinnia one more time. Is he going to be okay?
I don't know. He's really strong, but he meets a cliff, and he's dead. Same thing. He can meet some type of bludgeoning, and he's dead. So, he's just a really strong weakness, and it makes me nervous.
Sis?
I'm not sure. He seems to be the smartest of us at the moment.
Yeah, true.
Penguin McCool's, yeah. Well, low bar, honey. Let's see, sips on the cigar twig.
Shake my head. I mean, what time is it, Ryan?
It's maybe about 9 o'clock.
Oh, so it's still kind of early-ish in the night.
Totally.
You
You're
know what, you guys-
solidly plastered still, though, as all this happened, maybe an hour ago of your drinking.
Damn it! Okay, I'm gonna... How far is the beach from here?
Not too far. Maybe about 400 or 500 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna... You guys, I don't know. I just don't trust anyone, and just to give myself peace of mind, I'll leave the axe here, I'll leave the gold here. Gonna go to the beach and do what Robert did on the beach. Get myself kind of sober, and then find the CD inn, just to keep an eye out.
Sounds good. Zinnia's like, leaves the stuff here. I'll be back. Salt Summer, what are you doing?
Sis, should I take care of her? She's kind of walking funny, like on 3 legs instead of 4.
I don't think that it's a good idea for her to go out on her own in this state, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna.
Are you gonna be okay though?
Yeah. Yeah. I need to be here right now. That's
Okay,
it.
I'll just quickly make sure she's okay, then I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay.
Zinnia, as you're walking down the stairs, you hear the pitter-patter of rat feet as Salt's like, wait, hold on, I'm coming. As you all head down to the beach, you're going to take a bit of time, sober up, etc. Team, we'll go back to you now. Team, he's like, you can basically see between the floorboards where you're at. The inn is so just kind of shoddily made here, down to the ground as you're going up. As he's like, I really do worry about myself walking on these things. I feel like I could go right through them.
Yes, absolutely. Is it why do you stay here? Is it because you do not have the coin?
Severe lack of coin. Sorry, that's why I'm looking for work, and maybe the smithy might have some for me. We could barely afford this as it is. We're just stopping through for the night, really.
I need you to do me a favor, and I need you to get your wife and son. Yes, that is who you have here.
Yes. Well,
And
he's
come back, and we are going to take you somewhere better.
wait. Well, I'm sorry, I don't have the coin to pay you, friend.
I have the coin. Do not worry. It has been so long since I've met someone of my kind. It would be nice.
I'm
The kindness of the bone.
as he reaches over and gives you a hug, very, very thin hug, as bones are on bones. He's like, thank you.
So if I could
Not
cry, I
too
would.
often- It's not too often that we are taken care of in this world. And it seems very few actually care that, it was not our choice to be brought back.
But Willings have a name for a reason, don't they? Come. It's on the 3rd floor here.
He walks up and he's like,
I worry about my wife. I didn't want to,
he
It's
takes
understandable. Go ahead and get her.
takes the key and opens it.
He's like, come, my boy would. You'd love to see a dragonborn. He loves lizard folk and dragonborns of all kinds.
As he opens up the door, he's like, honey, come. It's very dark in here. Common for you, team, as you don't really need light as you go to open this thing up. So it's just a common unwilling trait. As he says, honey, come. As he's like, please come meet my boy. And holds the door for you to go in.
Well, come on out.
He's like holding the door for you open. She's like, do you want to speak out here?
Yes. Well, no, I want you all to come with me.
Oh.
We are going somewhere better.
Oh, sorry. How silly
It is
of me.
fine. It is fine.
As he turns and he grabs your spinal column and shoves you up against the wall on the side, picking you up, grappling you on the side here as he kind of pulls you up and lifts you up and off the ground as you try and like resist against him, being that he surprised you. I need
Actually, I am not trying to resist.
Oh.
I just look him in the face. And since I have no vocal cords or anything, I just say, oh, why would you do this?
So he holds you up and kind of lifts you up high in a suddenly very different accent than he was talking in before. He says, "Where's the spear, laddie?" So he slides you up a little bit further, gripping. It hurts as he's squeezing around your
spear. I do not have it.
column. So he says, "Keenak says that you have it, and I'm here to collect my gold." So he kind of slams you back into the ground. "I know you have it." He said he came from
Does
the
it look
Scorch.
like I have this fucking spear? And Team's with him holding it. Team's gonna spin his vertebrae around so his whole body spins. Does it look like I have this fucking spear? Why would you do this to me?
I know you
Take
have it.
advantage of our race and our people, and you fucking do this to me?
You mean nothing to me, dead one. As he like throws you to the ground, as he stomps you once, as it's gonna be a solid hit. Okay, that is bludgeoning. It's extra as 10 points of bludgeoning damage as he slams into your hip bone on the side.
Immediately, I and Atta telepathically, I'm already telling him, go, run.
Atta jumps out of your ribcage quickly and says, like, "Why would you do this?" And begins running down the stairs and heading out as fast as possible as he grabs you by your ankles and slides you into the other side of the wall over there in the small little hallway as he comes running over further. You're going to take another bit of damage, another 10 points of bludgeoning damage to you as he just kind of walks over and he's like, "I know you have the spear. Where did you put the spear?"
You wouldn't believe me if I told you anyway.
"You're right." As he picks you up, as he takes his bony head and slams his head against yours. You're still not resisting? Okay. Yeah, he's go to hit. That's 12 points of bludgeoning damage coming your way. As he cracks your thing. Noticing that you are getting, quote, bloodied, cracked and broken, as he says, "Look, I don't want to kill you, but you have the spear, and I'm paid to bring it back. Where is Keenak's spear?" As he's holding you by your shoulder blades here.
Looks like you won't find it if you kill me.
"I don't really want to." As he literally like yanks your arms off the side and takes them and beats your arms against the side of the wall, which kind of causes them to like crack as he's going to do another attack. Okay. That is 8 points of bludgeoning damage to you. As at this time, Atta has come out of the inn and has been flying as quickly as possible over back to the birch. Zinnia, you and Salt slowly starting to sober up as you're walking back over. You see Atta fly into the black birch extremely quickly as you're kind of like, what was that? Atta.
Was that Otter?
Zinnia, Salt, what are you doing?
Is this
Shake
after?
Otter.
What
Have
now?
I sobered up?
Enough. You're definitely still tipsy, but enough to like know what's going on around you.
Okay,
Was that Otter, Zinnia?
it looked like it, right? Fuck.
I'll go check. Hang 10.
No, I think we should go. Alta never leaves team, and that's a bad sign.
Go where?
To the shady inn?
What happens if I didn't go to the Shady Inn? Otter would know.
We don't understand what Otis is saying anyways.
At about this time, Summer, you start to hear scratching on the door and loud, horrible, mangling noises coming from beneath the doorway there as something is scratching, trying to make its way into your room.
I let it in.
You open the
I
door.
would recognize Otta by now, right?
For sure. Atta slides in and like grabs you by the arm with its mouth, not in a hurtful way, but enough to like force and like is trying to pull you as you just hear. As it's,
Oh no! I go over to the bed and I try and shake Robert awake.
Robert wakes up. What?
Bad things are happening. Please, can you watch the eggs and watch Penguin?
Yes. Go. Do what you need to do.
So he like starts rubbing his eyes and like grabs his spear that was kind of perched up on the side of the bed there. As
I
Atta
quickly look at Penguin
begins
and
pulling
say-
you out.
I quickly look at Penguin and say, I love you. If anything happens, fuck the eggs and get in a hat.
Okay, yeah. I'll get in the hat. Go. Help your friends.
Okay.
as Summer, you're getting pulled by Atta down the stairs and out. Zinnia, you and Salt are like, no, we should just go. Salt's like, yeah, but what does it mean? Before you see Summer being pulled by Atta out of the black birch as it begins going eastward.
Oh god.
You gotta lick it.
Run,
Friend.
Ika, run.
As all
Lead
of
the
you,
way, Ada.
Atta lets go of you, Summer, and begins going and flying and going very, very quickly off to the eastern side of town. Back to Team. Team, he has his
At
arm.
this point, my jaw is just like hanging, just like loose. I look fucked.
He takes his two bony fingers and sticks them in your eye socket and pulls your head up and off of your body. So he looks at you and says, I know you came here with friends. You seem not to care about your life, but you may well care about theirs. Where is the sun spear?
I told you, you would not believe me if I told you.
Try me.
It is with Ithka.
Ithka. The fucking Emerald Plague, Ithka. Why would you bring it up to
You would
Ithka?
not believe me. It seemed like better place than with Keener.
Why do you care so little about your life? Is, right
I don't
next
know,
to you.
maybe it's because you are the first Unwilling I've come across in at least 60 years, and for once I think I find someone like me and you fuck me.
He takes his eyes out of your little eye sockets. Roll a persuasion.
Does he even have a son?
I'm beginning to think this guy was lying.
So that's a 15 minus 1, so 14.
14. Okay. I rolled a 14 as well. I have no GFYs currently, as we used them all last session. Says, look, I don't see many Unwilling often. I don't want to kill you. I just want to do my job, get the spear, come back, make a lot of money.
I can tell you it's most likely... you see a team's hands like on the ground just like flailing, trying to make a motion.
Trying to get something.
Like, Nord, that is where it's going. So if you want your gold, you want your spear, that is where it is. I can't help you any further than that.
He looks at your body there. He kind of footballs your head under his arm and goes to grab your body and drags it into the room where he was and just kind of throws it in. Grabs the arms, chucks them in as well, closes the door, locks it, sticks it in onto the side, and begins walking out and down out of the green boa. Zinnia, Somersault, you're running there as quickly as you possibly can. He walks out. Team, you look to the side as you see the barkeep over there looking at, like, what the hell's going on? As he looks back, he's like, unwilling business friend, you wouldn't understand, as he closes the door to the green boa. Zinnia, Somersault, you kind of slide, stopping, seeing your friend's head in this other Unwilling's arm to the side.
What does Atta do?
Atta stops, gets in front of him, growls, wings spread, trying to be as terrifying as possible as he says, whoa, little one. He holds Team by the eye sockets and holds him up here. He says, I wouldn't do that if I were you.
I jump
Do you go to attack him?
straight into him. I'm over everything that's going on right now, and that's Team's head.
All right. As you go to attack him, he slams Team's head against the ground. That's enough force. It's definitely going to knock you unconscious for the time being, Team. Are you going
Did
to
he
attack
drop
him,
it?
Salt?
Definitely.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Did he drop it or is it still in his hand?
He slammed Team's head onto the ground, dropping him down.
You just let me know when I need to start making death saves.
Pretty soon.
That's a 13.
13. As you go up to slash him or tail attack him?
That's my normal attack with my dagger, and then I'll follow up with a tail.
Okay.
That's the usual.
You go to stab into him. Again, not super used to fighting Unwilling. It would have been a heart strike. However, it goes right between his ribs there and comes back as he says, Nice try. As he pulls his arm back, ready to fight. Going for the tail attack.
And I'll flick him in the head with my tail.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try to come up behind him, and so which hands is he using to attack with?
He's just rearing his arms back currently.
That
Seems to be a righty, if that matters.
And Team Skull is in his left or his right?
On the ground, he threw it down like you would
Oh.
a mug when you're empty with it.
I'm
I
gonna
want you to
go.
look at this, Ryan.
Base-
I want you to look
no.
at the 7 hours I spent on this, Ryan.
baseball sliding and going in Team's head. I'm gonna get Team's head.
Okay. Gonna go for the head as 1 second. So with the 16 salt, you try and stab into him as you whoosh, go right into the bone. It kind of chips off onto the side, just barely missing the mark to be able to do some serious damage as it slides in and goes right out to the other side as he reaches up and grabs your tail off to the side. Zinnia, this is when you roll me a either an athletics or an acrobatics to try and baseball slide under there.
Athletics. Okay, 16.
16, sounds good. Okay, as you slide under, you grab his head and pick it up. As you're going back, he takes an elbow, a haymaker, to the back of your head, trying to stop you, and he gets an attack of opportunity that does hit you. That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage right to the back of your brain as he slams you in the head as you run back away from it. Summer, what are you doing?
I'm gonna yell, "You leave my family alone, you dusty piece of shit!" And I spit at him and cast Dissonant Whispers. That's
Do
a
it.
con save. Con save. I mean, wisdom save.
Wisdom save, okay. That's a nat 20. Mom, $10 more. Sorry for you all.
Yeah. And then I'm going to whip at him with my tail.
Go for it.
Fuck me. Bad. I think. What do we get? What plus do we get to the flippin' tail?
You know,
So, did I get the skull?
No, it was a 9.
What's up? You did get the skull, Zinnia. He just hit you as you're sliding through. He basically elbows you down on the ground. You kind of stop where you are, getting a huge blow from the elbow there. This guy seems to be a fist fighter or more of an improvised kind of sort as he kind of does the hop holding Salt's tail there and says, right,
Hold on.
everyone's voting GFY. I will happily take one for doing this all to you again. No problems
Dex
there.
bonus 3.
He still takes 4 points of
4 points of
damage.
psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. As he does this, Zinnia and Tehm, he grabs Salt by the tail and looks over at you all and says, "Just tell me where the spear is," as he takes Salt and literally whirls you like an improvised weapon as he slams you into Zinnia, trying to knock her out. This will do damage to Zinnia. Salt, you're able to ball yourself up, which causes more damage to Zinnia, but it does help you a little bit as he attacks once,
The
twice,
fucking dragon has it!
Dragon's got it, you moron.
slams into you,
Also,
Zinnia, twice.
I
Team.
rolled a death save. It was a 4.
Okay, so yeah, that's one fail. It was about to make you do it, but you already did it. Great. As he slams into you, Zinnia, twice. 1, 2, so that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
So, question: how does Wrath of the Storm work when he's using Salt as the weapon? Does Salt get hurt, or does he get hurt?
He would get hurt.
Wait, Salt gets hurt, or the
No,
bone?
Spade.
Oh, Spade. Can I use my Wrath of the Storm?
Totally. Also, Ribomom, I will give you the link afterwards if needed.
DC Dex save 13.
Dex save.
Yes.
He does make it. People are definitely
Okay.
allowed to give a GFY if this is where you want to use it.
Okay. Okay, 4 points of lightning damage.
4 points of lightning damage to him. As he, you feel like almost like somebody pulling a prank on one of those shocking pieces of gum or something on the end of your tail, as he smacks you twice into Xenia before dropping you down to the ground. As he holds his fists up, ready to fight, and says, "He dies right now if you don't take me to that dragon."
Oh wait, that was a reaction, right? Can I talk to Team and see if he talks to me?
Yeah.
Team. He's not talking, right?
No, and I like that at the team. I think that's a good place to stop for the night. We'll leave it there as you all are in the streets in front of the Green Boa fighting Spade, who seems to have been sent here by Keenak to retrieve the spear. Team, you are currently unconscious with 1 death save to you.
Spur the dying.
Can definitely try. Right. So we'll pause it there for the night. Seems like a solid cliffhanger to end on, so I'm liking it. I think Creative just says, fuck you. Oh, man.
Cliffs up at this time, Ryan. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Team, if you didn't have a point of inspiration for playing so well, actually, I think everybody this night, if you don't have one, you can have one. Salt, you played your character for your kind of storytelling summer. Team, you all did. If you don't have a point of inspiration, you can have one ready to use for the next session.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well,
Then I vote Ryan does the recap.
Ryan has to do Fantastic. Right. How about we give another set of dice away, and people,
Yeah.
definitely aren't mad at me for
Bree
doing
is
this
so
for the next
stoked.
time. If you haven't done it yet, make sure you do your exclamation point LUD to enter the giveaway for the last set of the Emerald Plague or the Bad Day dice.
Bad day.
Really bad day, guys.
We're a bad day. No good, very bad day.
As everyone thoroughly looks at the
I'm
GFY for me.
looking. I am looking at the entries, and there are a lot of people who haven't entered yet.
Oh, well, make sure that we
Go
do
ahead
that.
and enter.
Have maybe a minute or
Mark
two
blood.
left,
Do
so
it.
make sure that you can.
I'm just gonna say, Ryan, so much for putting the A in my hair tonight.
Oh.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
so
we
sad.
still got the A. We still got the A.
You got the A, a solid A+. Everyone send hate mail to Rybonator.
Well, the funny part was, like, I was walking into this hoping it wasn't a trap. Hoping.
I know. I had to do it to you. But you all stole something from a very wealthy man who
I
has...
understand why you did it. I was
Yeah.
just hoping. I had hopes. For
Yeah.
the first time in who knows how long, Team finally meets another one of his kind, and then it tries to kill him.
Destroys.
Free new.
Everybody's racist to his kind, and then he meets his own kind, and it tries to kill him.
And I'm sorry, how do Unwilling have kids? I'm just saying.
I
That
guess
was
they
to-
do.
They
He,
don't.
he lied. That's how.
Suspicious!
All right, entries are
That's
closing,
a
my
lie.
friends.
Close up those entries. We will give us away some dice. Also, I see that Jackie is definitely trying to get Team to survive by showing her dog. What a low blow, but also you can have your inspiration.
Oh, they asked for her when
Right.
she did the bark, and she
Ah,
didn't come
gotcha.
back till now. No.
There we go. Right.
Slip's dog now.
All right, are we ready?
That is
Are we
Slipsdog, yeah.
ready?
Drum rolls.
Here we go. Winner of the horrible, no good, very bad day dice is
Elemental,
Elemental
Sushi.
Sushi.
Hey.
What a great name.
That is a
What
dope
a
name,
great
actually.
name.
That is so cool.
Congratulations.
Penguin McCool would love to have some sushi, I'm sure.
I'm pretty sure next week's one of the giveaways is actually for someone that's not us.
Oh, yeah.
We have a couple things like that next week. Make sure you stay in tune. I have some other things from not us people that I'm going to add to the pot. We should have multiple giveaways next time, maybe even more than 2. So, ooh,
Check it out.
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for joining in on this roller coaster that is, and
Wagon.
apologies for playing with your feeling strings. Oh, man, go ahead and make sure, Drew, that you have your backup character sheet ready to go. Have Safi on standby for some more art. We'll go from there.
All right. Go Beans. I've got 72 characters in D&D Beyond. Sponsor us. And I'm ready.
Oh, man. Right. Well, we'll call it there for the night. It was a fun session. Thank you, everybody, and we hope to see you next week on the Red Wagon Inn for the exciting conclusion of Team's death. Have a good night.
Oh, dear boy.
No.
I will take a GFY, and you all have a good night. I'm sitting solid at 2. It was worth it. Night, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Bye.